sounds to open the second semi-final at Football Park and the first appearance of North Adelaide in the finals for 85. They're doing battle against Glenelg. Tiller for North Adelaide won the toss. They're going with the breeze towards the southern end. Immediately the free kick being played in the centre of the ground, and Glenelg will go into attack through Maynard. It's a short kick. McDermott. Handball goes across to Tony Hall. Back to McDermott. He needs some support. That's been played too high. David Tiller throws the arms up, but it was definitely there. No doubt about that.
So McDermott from the half-forward line. The Bays are going into a pretty stiff breeze here at Footy Park, but in the reserves game, both sides managed to kick against it. First free in that line picked out at the back of the pack. Wildy will return the ball for North Adelaide.
Wildy from the back pocket elects to come grandstand side. He's going to look for David Tiller. That's an easy mark. Copping will hold up play while North Adelaide make moves upfield. Tiller will play it on towards the centre of the ground. It's a high kick. Carries good distance with that breeze. Henwood sets himself. A big fly from Robertson. Centre of the ground, McDermott. To Hall. Hall's got Marshall out. An absolute panic on the outside. A big cheer from the Bay supporters. Marshall gets around Marshall very easily. Lines up the goals. Looks very good up the bench. First goal on the board, and it goes to Glenelg. Through David Marshall. Their one straight goal. North gets the score.
What a great start for David Marshall out there by himself on the half-forward flank. How he was unattended, I'll never know, but he was there. And a quick kick over the top into that area. Found David Marshall. He caught the North Adelaide opponent coming towards him. Had a look at the goals and split the centre. A very efficient player, David Marshall. Give him any sort of a chance, he'll make the most of it.
Quick start for the Bays in this second semi-final. We're under 2 minutes, and they've got the score on the board against the breeze. Redden went to tap. Jarman. North into attack for the first time. Spent it away. Simons tried it. He missed. Wayne Hewitt with a chance. Now the ball for North Adelaide moving on that half-forward flank. Hart slipped it down to Robertson. He's a runner. He's deep in the pocket. He's popped it right over the line. Out of bounds on the full.
Disappointment for David Robertson. North Adelaide's first real attempt to the score.
I thought the hand passes on then, Rick, from David Hart to Tony Antrobus. Maybe a little bit of nerves crept in.
Just while the ball's down, I think I'll correct myself and get Wayne Stringer right. Playing his 200th game today and playing in the back lines, of course, as usual for the Bays.
And against his old club. There's McDermott. It's going to be a big pack fly for this. Henwood was in the centre. Mark's going to be paid to Ross Gibbs, the smallest of the flies, but he's a very good aerialist when he gets up and about. Loves to take the fly. That'll be a confident mark to start his game off this afternoon. He goes short. It was dangerous. Tiller was there, but McDermott a safe mark.
Probably only Stephen Kernahan can claim to be a better mark than Ross Gibbs on the Glenelg side, Rick.
McDermott down the outer side. Centre wing position. Big pack. Kernahan was in there. Couldn't take it. The ball now with a chance. Simons in front of that pack.
Mark on Stringer.
Graham's called it. Alan Stringer back on centre.
No, but he's on the ball.
Gee, he's got a street to work with, so he just strolls through, puts it on a beautiful kick against the breeze. High mark, attempt over the top by Gardner. But Copping is paid.
Copping with the free kick. He'll look to centre this ball, which he does now. Looks for Kernahan. Stephen Kernahan, who could have a real big influence on this game this afternoon. Already his first mark and just 3.5 minutes of play. He's about 30 metres out, directly in front. The breeze will be into his face. Stephen Hay standing the mark, so it would appear at this stage as though maybe North Adelaide going with Stephen Hay to try and control Kernahan, and that's not one of Kernahan's best. Just drifted away with that breeze. It's a point to the Bays. They're 1 goal, 7 points, North yet to score.
Is that right, Rick? Stephen Hay has picked up Stephen Kernahan at centre-half back. Well, he's centre-half forward, Stephen Kernahan, and Hay's standing him. The only change to the elected side was Michael Parsons playing in the forward pocket and David Sanders on the bench.
John Riley on the half-back line for North Adelaide. 15 metres as well. Goes out short, though. That's Wildy. David Wildy has come up a long way. Another 15-metre penalty. Another short pass is on here. A couple of players to choose from. Trevor Hill. He looks for players forward. A bit indecisive there. Finally straight down the middle. Fly from...
It's a great mark by Michael Parsons. Had his name written on that ball.
Grenville Dietrich in the front of that pack. Big Parsons flying from behind, and when you stretch those arms up,
He's a hard man to beat. It's a testing kick from there, Rick.
He's not the best kick in the world.
No. But he's this time.
That's a super one off the boot for Mike Parsons. North Adelaide's first goal on the board. They're one straight goal. Glenelg 1-1.
And didn't they need that one, North Adelaide? Kicking with a slight breeze. So far, Glenelg done all the attacking. The ball hadn't crossed the North Adelaide half-forward line till that particular instance. And Michael Parsons with his, he'd be 7 foot with his arms in the air. Stretched them out. Michael Murphy, the man standing and couldn't do anything about it. He was just too big, too tall, took the mark, kicked the goal. 1 goal, plays 1 goal, 1.
Back in the middle with Redden against Carey. Redden wins it away. Kernahan jumped on by Antrobus, and he'll get the free kick.
Kernahan thought about the handball towards McDermott and then elects to drive long to the outer side. McGuinness is out there, but a good mark, Stephen Riley. North Adelaide is starting to run now. Players loose. The handball to Phillips. He's got Titter on his outside. Riley presents the run on the inside. Will he get the bounce? He does. It's a strong run. He's got himself into trouble here now. He kicks long, hooks it back around the corner. Where's Big Parsons? Front spot. Couldn't handle it.
Ball's played on quickly from there. McGuinness with it. Down the flank comes the Bays. Simons. Bit of run on here from Hall, but now he's got a cover with Armfield. Gets around him nicely. The Bays build through Maynard. He's got plenty of time and a player in front of him. That's where it goes. Henwood. He's tackled and brought it out beautifully. Armfield wide, not to hold the ball.
They kicked it, Rick. He did kick it and the ball hit the deck. Just though.
I thought he took a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have seen free kicks paid against players for doing that. They put a token foot out as the ball goes to the ground, but the umpire, in his wisdom, felt he was trying to kick it all the way. But I would debate it.
Throw in. Redden from behind, Garton in front. Appeared to be Marshall who got that kick forward. Riley read it beautifully. Couldn't pick it up on the half volley. And Copping is from the line from Paul Arnold. I think you picked the free kick there.
Yep, it was there.
Graham, it'll be John Riley.
And that's Graham Hilton officiating his first final, I think, fellas.
So a long run out from Riley. No one standing the mark, and he gets it out towards the grandstand wing. Carey flew, couldn't take it. David Kernahan over the ball now. Chased by Hay. Turns it back in and into trouble.
Good mark, Brayton Phillips. He wastes no time. Shrugs the tackle from Carey and booms it long over the half-forward line. Darryl Hart, front spot. This time too good for Ross Gibbs at the off. He's got Andrew Jarman out wide, but Darryl Hart's going to go back. And I'd say just about have a shot for goal.
Ross Gibbs didn't try to punch that ball away, then he tried to mark with him. The ball dropped a bit short.
Lead's been made by Dietrich. He got 2 yards on Duthie. Good spoil away. Phillips couldn't handle it. Andrew Jarman can onto that boot. It's a split the centre. A goal to Andrew Jarman. North Adelaide hit the front. 2 straight goals. Glenelg 1-1.
North are certainly steadying. I do feel the first 5 minutes of play saw them a little bit over-anxious. They weren't picking up their men. They were just a little bit shell-shocked. They've settled down now, 7 minutes into the game. That was a nice goal by Andrew Jarman, drifting down from the centre, picked up the loose ball, which was brought about by a punch from behind by Chris Duthie over Grenville Dietrich. He picked it up and split the centre with his kick. Andrew Jarman, a very top player this year for North Adelaide out of the centre. And he could be worried at Glenelg today, given half a chance.
2 straight goals to the Roosters. As Redden contests and wins it again. This time it's away through Stringer, though, for the Bays. John Riley read it well, and play on is the decision. Now holding the ball, putting the head, all that.
He doesn't like it, John Riley. He's gesticulating with the umpire.
Stephen Copping with the ball. Lead's been made to Garton. That's way over his head. And North Adelaide players collide. Wildy and Arnold. It should have been an easy mark. And this is big trouble coming through Wildy, but the whistle is gone. And that ball will be brought back. It's going to be Michael Armfield for free kick. Well,
a bit of luck for the North Adelaide.
Some sticky touch with free kicks paid there, Rick and Keith. I just feel it a little bit quick to play a free kick there.
Here's the play on from North Adelaide now. Jarman to Arnold, and Arnold out wide, misdirects the kick. And Stringer chips in beautifully.
Wayne Stringer,
great kick.
Players loose on the outer side. Phillips just gets there in time, but he's been fringed according to the umpire. That's umpire Moriarty.
Bit tough.
Maynard towards half forward. Henwood's going to fly from behind. Kernahan in the middle. Well, there's 2 marks already. He's proving a worry to Stephen Hayner. There's no one in the square, so Kernahan wastes no time. Will he get the favourable one? Goal to Stephen Kernahan. Good football. Glenelg 2-1. North Adelaide 2 straight goals.
One of the intelligent kick by Stephen Kernahan. He saw no one in the goal square at all, and he only half-kicked the ball to make sure his accuracy didn't suffer. And it landed plumb in the square and just rolled over the line before any outstretched North Adelaide hands could reach it. But that was really intelligent football by Stephen. You can see there's no one to give the ball to, so he tried the long shot without really kicking his foot off. And just hung it in the square and rolled over the line for Glenelg's second goal.
10 minutes gone, 2 goals apiece in the second semi-final. Nearly neutral out of that bounce. Picked up by Armfield, couldn't do anything with it. Robertson over the top, got the thump forward. Hart's picked it up and burned it towards the half-forward line. Now Bill, Chiller has a look, pops it right into the square. Parsons is there, Dietrich is shoving in the back. It's come off though, Gibbs.
Well, Gibbs goes towards the safety of that line. Campbell and Simon's there, and that's going to be ruled out of bounds. And we'll see the throw-in just underneath the scoreboard, which at the moment, after 10.5 minutes, Glenelg leading by a point.
And Peter Carey's on the ball early this week. We saw Wayne Hemwood probably play the first 15 minutes on the ball last Saturday, Sunday. But this week, Peter Carey's on already.
David Tiller, who forwards that ball for North Adelaide, well read by Doothie. Good tackle though from Dietrich. The Bays get out of trouble. Tony McGuinness takes off and comes grandstand side. 3 bounces. He'll draw the player. The handle will go towards David Kernahan. Bays build again. Forward it on towards Tony Hall. Hall will drive towards the pocket area. Copping got a hand to it, couldn't handle it. Garton working for it hard with Robertson for North Adelaide. Out it comes, through the back ball. This is Wayne Hemwood. He's got Copping in the square if he wants him. That's the way it goes. Riley puts the hand in. Copping almost a great grab. And we'll see the throw into that left forward pocket.
That's interesting. John Riley wasn't penalised then for running back without keeping his eye on the ball. And yet we saw another North Adelaide player over the far side be penalised for the same thing.
I think the difference is that he didn't chop the arm that time, hit the ball instead, and I think he read the eyes of the player. That's about the only way you can do it when you're running backwards. Hart, meanwhile, away he goes. Saw the player in Phillips. Phillips straight down the middle to centre half forward. Nobody home.
Ross Gibbs to the super. Carey, great kick. Found Marshall. Marshall will play it on to Tony Simon. Simon's got Kernahan in the pocket. Again, 5 metres away from Stephen Hay. Kernahan will play it on across the ground.
Stephen Kernahan's on fire.
Adam Garton, 25, 30 metres out directly in front, and this will be kick number 1. Had a great week last week when he got, I think, 6 from memory at full forward.
That's right.
Can this be number 1? Very good kick off the boot. Glenelg, 3 goals, 1. North Adelaide, 2 straight goals.
The form of Stephen Kernahan is already ominous for North Adelaide. He's presented himself as the focal point of the attack already for 3 marks in 11, 12 minutes of football, and he really is on fire at the moment. Boy, it is difficult to see the height of Stephen Hay being able to combat the long arms of Stephen Kernahan, because Stephen Hay's a short, well, a 6'1" guy against 6'5", plus the long arms outstretched. It's a real gamble by Mick Noonan leaving Stephen Hay centre half back. So far, Stephen Kernahan's been in most of Glenelg's attacking moves.
7 points to break, halfway through the first quarter. Carey still on the ball with Redden. Hill reads it. To go backwards. Stephen Riley pumped it on, forward with the hand pass off. Beautifully done, Stringer. He's popped it into the open, and now the chase on for the North Adelaide defender. Little tap forward there by Wildy to see it out of play.
Throw in on the half-forward line, Glenelg into attack, and this is a great start by them into this slight breeze in the first quarter. Kernahan will come from behind Redden. Redden, a good tap to Darryl Hart. Redden. Riley saw the dummy to David Kernahan and forward the ball over centre wing. Looks for Peter Bennett, put up one hand. Carey at the back should mop up. We'll get a favourable bounce now. Andrews came in very quickly, ducks Carey. Ross Gibbs.
Gibbs on a Stringer, that's Wayne Stringer. Big Redden pushed down again. David Kernahan not pleased about it. Mike Britt wanted to go on for a moment. Now he decides to play the football. Hard. Great kick towards Robertson. Oh, he didn't take it. Maybe that was even deliberate on towards Phillips. Phillips lines him up, has a look. Just inside. That's good stuff for North Adelaide. They're just 1 point behind the base now. It's 3-1 for 3 goals.
What a game, eh? It's very loose checking by both sides. Players are running free of their opponents almost every time there's an encounter for the ball. But it's fast, furious football, good to watch. And certainly North are not being left behind by the brilliance of Glenelg. They're certainly matching it man for man, kick for kick. There's 3 goals, 1 for Glenelg, 3 goals to North. A lovely goal of Brenton Phillips. with a misjudged mark into the forward line. He mopped up though very well, picked it up, popped it through.
We've seen 6 goals in almost 15 minutes of the first quarter. It's been free-flowing football at the moment. Both sides love to attack, and they're not throwing caution to the wind at the moment. Stalemate in the centre of the ground, and umpire Hilton will bounce again. We've got Carey in ruck at the moment for the Bays against Redden. Redden tried to tap it sideways. It might come off. Down goes Phillips for North Adelaide. There's still no avenue for escape there, and once again we'll see the bounce. A very good crowd in attendance once again, probably about 25,000.
Umpire Hilton again to put the ball down. Carey taps it out the side. Maynard tries to grab it. He's bumped off it well by Hart, who has to go back to Armfield. Armfield has to force it out wide towards the half-forward flank. Chapaway sees the ball out of bounds. North Adelaide in attack.
John Seaburn very defensive then. Didn't give Peter Bett the chance to get his hand to that ball. Just thumped it out and goes out of bounds.
Bennett and Carey. Body weight being used. Maybe Carey the tap. The handball will come out towards Stringer. We'll try and create something through the centre of the ground. A long kick. Holds up into the breeze. Kernahan front spot. Scored away. Offhand. Eventually got the handball towards Henwood. Stolen by Wildy. Redden. Stephen Riley. Running play and David Robertson. He's got pace. There's a player loose in the forward pocket. Darryl Hart.
What a magnificent kick of the ball.
All alone. He must have VO. So Hart on a very acute angle. This will be kick number 5 for him in 16 minutes of the first quarter. And at the moment, North Adelaide trail by just the 1 point. Hart's kick is strong. It's going to go all the way, but just inside where he wanted to put it. And it's a behind to North Adelaide. The scores are locked together. 3 goals, 1 apiece.
Well, it's a classic example of people not manning up. That's Ross Gibbs's man, Darryl Hart. He's 100 yards away from him, I reckon, by the time the ball got to him.
Beautiful kick out towards the scoreboard side. McDermott takes it down to the outer wing. Kernahan the tap away. Oh, player taken off the ball without it.
Yes.
Not in position, and so Andrews.
They're old antagonists, Andrews and Alan Stringer.
Plenty of
you might recall, Keith.
See, that's a little bit strong last time they met.
And free kick in that pack for pushing will go to Carey. So Tony Hall in the centre of the ground, and the kick from Murphy. Well, actual fact was intercepted by Tony Simons, who's covering some ground. He'll go towards Henwood. Running player is Tony McGuinness. Now he's on the right side of the ground. He's on that left foot. He's got Copping and Garton in the square. Short towards Garton. Towards the turn.
Magnificent pass. Really, almost not going to have Garton over that pass. Would have bruised his chest. Spot on.
So Adam Garton already 2 marks, and he's lining up for goal number 2 with kick number 2.
It's a real testing kick from this angle, Rick. It really is.
It's aimed at the left post. Way to go, and it comes back, and the back pick's got through for a goal. Great start, Adam Garton. 2 goals for him. Glenelg have got 4-1, North 3-1.
Well, we all wondered that Adam Garton could repeat his magnificent 6-goal performance of last Sunday. And by gee, at the moment he's going along it the right way. 2 goals from as many kicks. And that was a magnificent kick. That would have done any full forward in Australia justice, that kick from that angle. It split the centre. And it really was testing the boy. But he did it. He came through with flying colours.
Now again the change, Henwood off and Motlop on. With the football, chance for Maynard. He turns. Oh, got himself into a bit of trouble. He had to get a hurried kick away, and it falls safely in the arms of Stringer.
He goes out to Simons. Centre wing position, the outer side. Simons has a good look before he puts it into Copping in the centre half forward spot at the moment. He couldn't take it. Riley upset it sufficiently. Big pack forms. Free kick over the shoulder. And Marshall comes up with the ball.
I'm just noticing that change. The same change was initiated last Sunday by Graham Corns around about the same time. Wayne Henwood vacated the field, and Mark Motlop, the diminutive Motlop, came on to the forward pocket playing on a big fellow. And David Wildy, 6'4", is playing on 5'8", 5'7" Mark Motlop at the moment.
So David Marshall from the true centre half forward position into the breeze, puts it up high and straight. His second, and the Bays get away. They're 5-1, North 3-1.
David Marshall playing from his half forward flank, earned a free kick around the shoulder that particular instance. I didn't quite see what initiated the free kick, but nonetheless it must have been there. Umpire Laurie Archer saw fit to play the free kick, and David Marshall kicked his second goal, as Ken just suggested. And he certainly is proving a problem from his half-forward flank.
While Wayne Hedward's on the bench, in actual fact, he's changing a pair of football boots. Simon, stolen by Matthew Campbell. A beautiful take by Campbell. Good kick up towards the pot there. Is Dietrich on the lead out. Couldn't handle the mark. Chance for Murphy to mop up, and he's over the line. And that, well, now can't surely go on with Mike Parsons. It was definitely out of play. I know we're a long way from the action, but
we're looking on the screen. I don't know what's sitting on the line. I think.
Very upset. The liners are in. The liners are in.
I got a feeling it was lying on the line, and that's why Mike Parsons is a bit upset with things.
Well, he's not a demonstrative person normally, is he? He went off his brain when the umpire saw fit to say it was out of bounds. I think that one may have caught it from the crowd reaction.
To bounce down, North Adelaide are into attack. Maybe Campbell that got the tap there. Carey couldn't get towards that ball. Now a free kick's been found, and well, that's almost the place to get them.
I'll tell you what, they're paying them in front of goals this week.
Yep, one at the other end of it to go.
Yeah,
to David Marshall, and now a chance for North Adelaide. Well, this one, though, quite as straight as Marshall's. He was in the true centre-half forward position. This one more on an angle, and Mike Parsons gets a chance now to put a goal on the board. He's already kicked one so far in this opening quarter, and this will be kick number 3.
Be a handy goal if he can kick it.
Dropped it onto the boot, and the umpire has a chance look, and well done, Parsons. 2 straight goals for him. The North Adelaide Express, they're 4-1, Glenelg 5-1.
And Michael Parsons is certainly vindicating his selection. He's been sort of unavailable for a couple of weeks. He went on the snow trip apparently towards the end of the season and couldn't get back to the north side. When he came back from the trip up to the snow, and this week he was named as an interchange player, but in his wisdom, Michael Noonan has placed him into the 18 and has paid off already. Michael Parsons 2 goals on the board out of a total of 4 for North.
Just 6 points the difference. We're coming up to the 22-minute mark of the first quarter. At this stage, North Adelaide would want a couple more on because they've got the advantage of a breeze, and that may well stiffen as the afternoon goes on. Chella forces his way through the pack. Now gets the ball clear. Tapped on by Jarman to Antrobus. Antrobus running for Chella. Chella has a look and decides to go into the pocket.
Ross Gibbs plays made on the outer side towards Tony Simons. He's got Wayne Stringer. The handball was very high. Took a long while to get the Stringer. Back to Simons in the 1-2. Sells a very easy dummy. He's through centre wing. Looks for Kernahan. Hay from behind. Right-handed grab, and that'll give Hay some confidence.
Yes, he needs it too.
His first mark.
Stephen Hay with one of his boomers. Into the air it goes with the breeze towards the half-forward line for North Adelaide. Picked up by Antrobus, and he'll give it on. Dietrich is in the open. Has a look. Pops it on the boot, and that is all.
He did it so casual. It's like a Sunday stroll. General Dietrich.
Players in front of him, room to move.
Wow.
It's history now.
Ross Gibbs, beautiful kick to find Chris Duthie. It's Murphy providing some run along the grandstand side, and he'll go short, and that was the ball directly intercepted by David Tiller. The captain of North Adelaide,
Playing on his direct opponent, Peter Maynard, who hasn't had a rest yet.
settles it down with his 5th kick up towards Bennett. It's 2-on-1. Murphy got a hand to it to spoil the mark. Seabohm Shepherds and Ross Gibbs burst through.
What's the kick?
Across to Simons. Simons on his own again. Makes space all day. His kick. Forward. Looking for McGuinness. Surely, man. Stephen Riley pretty lucky to get away with that because he surely handled it. Meanwhile, Andrews has got the ball. He's out in front of the pack. This time he decides he'll go all the way into the square for Parsons. Tapped away. Parsons still got it. Good football. Onto the boot it went. 3 goals to Parsons. He's value up there.
He's a danger man, Keith.
And Wolf hit the front.
Boy, oh boy, those long arms. I think the umpire paid the mark. Did you fellas notice that? He's running down to pay the mark, I'm sure, but Michael Parsons decided to play on to make certain of the goal, and he popped it through from about 3 yards out. I almost believe the umpire was going to pay the mark, and I wouldn't have argued with him. I think he juggled it in the square. Michael Murphy's finding Michael Parsons a little bit too old. Who wouldn't be finding himself undermanned with a bloke about 8 foot tall when he puts his hands up? That's his 3rd goal for the quarter. North hit the front.
It's a lively first quarter, and North Adelaide are in front by just the 1 point, although they're with the breeze. As Marshall forwards that kick, and Stephen Hay is going to be paid off the mark, but a little bit too high. The attention from Stephen Kernahan.
Stephen Hayes turned the tables in this last few minutes.
Yes.
It's been a good contest with Kernahan on top early in the quarter, and now Hay with another of his long kicks to
Seabohm, very hard to beat.
Peter Carey loose at centre-half back position. Big Carey meets Parsons, but gets the handball over towards Murphy. Murphy will go towards Maynard. Tiller will get there in time, and Maynard has copped that one in the back of the rump position, and that's painful. The ball's out of bounds for the throw-in.
Got him right in the point of the, what would you call that part of your back? The small of the back.
Yeah, and he's certainly still feeling the effects of that as Tiller sees the ball out of play again. So another throw-in. It's on the centre wing position on the outer side.
I think we'll find David Marshall come on the ball now as a ruck rover. I'm waiting to see Peter Maynard make a change, and he hasn't till now. Now he must rest, of course. He's a bit inconvenienced.
Throw in. Carey went for a big smash coming through. Hill for North Adelaide did that beautifully. Kernahan's beautifully shafted out the way as Hill gets his kick over centre wing. He'll find the captain, David Tiller.
Gee whiz, that's how Darryl Hart shepherded Ross Gibbs out of that contest. He's lucky not to be penalised. Ross Gibbs is a good 15 metres away.
And I thought David Tiller was paid 15 metres. He thought so too, but he wasn't.
Should have gone the other way. 15 metres. Oh, it's courage. He's got it. He's got it.
Running in, Simon's coming at him.
Not easy to do, Keith, I tell you.
I'd rather it was him.
Running the same way as the ball is very difficult.
He'll look forward. A 15-metre penalty's been paid. So we'll never know.
Try 30, I think, Keith. I'll try and land off him.
Handy stuff when you've got the breeze behind you and you're heading towards your own goal.
My gosh, this gives Trevor Hill a chance, I'd say.
Hill a long way out. Going to ignore the lead of Grenville Dietrich.
And leaves Parsons in the square, though, and he's a danger, Rick.
The kick is long, and Parsons is the goal square, but he just shepherds it through. That's a goal to Hill. North Adelaide 6-2, Glenelg 5-1.
Now, I don't know what happened in the centre of the ground then, but somebody was penalised as Trevor Hill had his original kick. And it brought about a 15-metre penalty, which in effect became about 30 metres if I was measuring the yardage or the meterage. And to certainly gave Trevor Hill a chance of kicking the goal, and he was equal to the task. That was a great kick, under pressure, from round about the centre-half forward spot of Football Park, and North now hit the front by a good 7 points. 6-2 plays 5-1.
3 goals in 6 minutes from North Adelaide with no answer from the Bays, and that's been the reason why they've hit the front in this first quarter. Play it on, says the umpire. Robertson's got a player running. Oh, he missed him with the handball. It's Phillips. He's got time to recover. Tiller bumps. North Adelaide are hot. 4 goals in a row.
Should I say it? The North Adelaide of old?
He missed it.
Wow.
We all got excited.
Brought the house down. That was a magnificent piece of work by David Robertson getting the ball out, but in the end result, it was only a point.
It's Murphy who goes to the
great
mark. A good mark by Alan Stringer. So Stringer from the half-back flank kicks into the man on the mark, which is David Tiller. Wow. And it's not the sort of area you expect when you're playing finals football. As we approach almost the 28-minute mark, and North Adelaide in front by 8 points. The throw in underneath the scoreboard. Redden and Carey. Carey used the body. The handball went towards Stringer.
Some of the ball handling errors creeping into the Bays play now. It's not quite the supreme sort of crisp handling they showed in the first, 8 minutes of play was great. They're just mishandling at the moment.
Thrown again on the scoreboard side. Carey dumps it away. Can't find a player though. Oh, good recovery from Hart on the Redden, who juggled it, couldn't take it. Simons goes back to Carey. Now the Bays move the ball to the outer wing. Parsons in the way.
What a game he's playing, Keith.
Parsons, the quick handball goes towards Brenton Phillips. Phillips stocks down as usual, floats one up forward. No mark made. It's all Glenelg back here. Coming through Tony Edgeworth. Oh, it off the ground, and it's nearly gone through for a goal.
My gosh.
Just clipped that with his instep, and it's gone through for a point. North are 6-4, Glenelg 5-1.
Oscar's plays on very quickly, as usual.
Goes short and finds Tony Simons. Simons, 5 marks already today, and kick number 6. He's been fighting the spaces. Looks for Stephen Kernahan. Up he goes. The spoil away. Marshall tries to work that boundary line, but it's out of bounds, and we'll see the throw in.
Notice how far Stephen Kernahan's come down to contest that mark. A good 80 metres from his natural position at centre-half forward.
Played over 29 minutes in this first quarter, and the Bays haven't done much in the last 10 minutes. North ever dangerous. Here they come again, round the edge. Oh, that was Phillips that time. He's popped it right to the square. It's Dietrich. 1-on-1. Dietrich uses the body. So Grenville Dietrich has had a haircut for this second semi-final, it would appear.
You won't miss this one, Keith.
That's right. But he's got it. This is valuable stuff at the end of the first quarter for North Adelaide as they go to 7-4 against the Bays 5-1.
Well, that's their 7th goal for the quarter, and we up here in the commentary box thought that Brenton Phillips kicked their 7th goal about 3 minutes ago, but it was made a point by the umpire, and obviously it was a point. But Gregor Dietrich has made up for that miss by Brenton Phillips by taking a magnificent mark on the goal square by just a long kick it was by Brenton Phillips from the outer side of the ground in front of the scoreboard. A long kick, general direction of goals, and Gregor Dietrich was able to outstretch the long arms, elongate them out as I call it, and take a mark over Chris Durfee. He's done a top job up till now on the big fellow.
Been an 11-goal quarter so far as we approach the 30-minute mark of this first term. Parsons in ruck now. Kernahan. Handball goes towards Stringer. He's got plenty of time to have a look and aims it out looking for Motlop. Wilkie with the height. Scores away nicely.
Yes, well, how can Mark Motlop, be expected to compete with David Wildy in that situation? The ball must be brought in at a low level for Mark Motlop to take advantage of his height, lack of height.
The throw in, Parsons tries to grab it. Wildy worked it forward. Ball pops out of that pack. And another throw in. It's on the half-forward line. Glenelg in attack, and they haven't been there for a while.
Throw in. Kernahan and Parsons, and the siren sounds to end the first quarter of the second semi-final. A good one indeed. North Adelaide lead. They're 7 goals for 46. Glenelg 5 goals 1, 31. Where's Marshall now? Which way we go? We're going this way. Sorry.
As we start the second quarter of this second semi-final, it was all North Adelaide in the last 10 minutes of the first quarter here at Football Park. They kicked 4 straight goals. Now the Bays have the breeze, though. Phillips is away. Antrobus dives over the ball. Phillips still with it. Now the pack forms. And the first bounce outside the centre for this second quarter.
The ball will be with umpire Hilton. A pack of players around the ball. It'll be Wayne Henwood to leap against Redden. Redden got a nice tap towards Campbell. Oh, he's besieged upon by 2 Bay players. Play on with the call. Nice kick by Jarman to Tiller. Now with Phillips from centre half forward. Lines up the big white sticks. And it's a great start for North Adelaide in the second quarter. His 7th kick. And for Brenton Phillips, that's his 2nd goal. North Adelaide are 8-4, Glenelg 5-1.
Well, Brenton Phillips waited for that hand pass, and over it came. He turned around and popped for his 2nd goal for the game. He's had 3 shots of goal for 2 goals, 1 so far. And yet, funnily enough, his opponent, Tony Simons, done some good work for Glenelg as well. So they certainly... Oh, actually, Tony Simons has been shifted to a half-forward flank, I've just noticed, and David Marshall on the wing now. So Brenton Phillips is actually standing Marshall.
Back in the middle, North Adelaide now with 21 points in their favour. Alan Stringer grabs it quickly onto McDermott. McDermott's kick will go right to the square. Carey at the back of the pack. Nobody can take it. McGuinness over it now. Turns and has a look. It's covered well. Oh, he got round beautifully. That's a magic goal, Tony McGuinness. Glenelg 6-1 now. North 8-4.
Well, how does he do it, eh? He was going to run the other way and have a go right foot, I thought, originally. And all of a sudden he decided, no, I better get on my natural kick and which is his left. And he kept running, turned around, had a quick peep at the goals and popped it over his head for one of the better goals we've seen today. There's been some good goals kicked today so far. It was a great goal by Tony McGuinness to sneak Glenelg close to the north, who was stuck away somewhat. 8 goals 4, played 6 goals 1.
Coach Graham Corn's making a couple of strange moves. Now David Marshall's gone off the ground after starting on the wing. He's replaced by Scott Salisbury. Henwood trying to barge the pack, couldn't do so. McDermott out wide to Maynard. Maynard forward towards David Kernahan. He's in trouble. Jarman's got him. McDermott overran it, but David Kernahan a little lucky. Comes out with a free kick. Goes towards the pocket area. Simons will fly for it. He's got a fist to it. This is John Riley. To his brother Stephen, his younger brother. Copping worries him. The handball from Armfield to Wildy. Wildy will have a look and go short to Andrew Jarman. Couldn't handle it. Stolen by Wayne Henwood.
And Henwood turns and bangs it onto the boot. Peter Carey can't read the bounce. Paul Arnold taps it away cleverly. Stephen Riley now. He goes short. Under the scoreboard, David Chiller. North Adelaide now towards that outer wing position.
Oh, yes.
Jarman, evades the players beautifully. North into attack. 1-on-1 here. Peter Bennett, front spot, can't take it though, reads it well, gets around the player. Now Peter Bennett with a bit of a scrubber, trying to find Dedrich, and it's forced out of bounds by Doobie.
The match for the score by Andrew Jarman then, Keith. He took a courageous step backwards to take the mark, and he just turned around like a ballroom dancer and got around the bloke he was on and kicked left foot, if you don't mind, into the breeze. It's gone a good 50 metres. Great skills.
They laid into attack, the throw in. Bennett, maybe the tap, trying to get it towards Hart. Robertson comes out with it, booms it onto that left foot. Dietrich front spot, Guthrie from behind. Ross Gibbs should mop up. He needs some support quickly. Handball comes out to Stringer. Stringer will take off.
Stringer's away, he's got plenty of room. He's got Hall covering him. So Stringer's covered half the length of Footy Park and done it well. Now he puts it in towards centre half forward for Stephen Kernahan, front spot. McDermott in the way. He picks it up and gets it out. Kick forward into the open spaces. Copping running at it. Garton too. Garton read beautifully. Tackled beautifully too. Guinness made the throw. He insisted it was a punch, but meanwhile, North are away.
Stephen Riley.
Great tackle.
Was a very good tackle. It forced that kick from Riley to go way offline and it's out of bounds for the throw-in on the half-forward line. Glenelg need a couple of goals there with the breeze in this quarter. They trail at the moment as Kernahan appeared to get one on the knee from Stephen Hay. Umpire Hilton said it's a free kick, so Kernahan with kick number 4 looks for Copping. Middle of the pack, Redden had front spot, Riley off hand. Their defence is great today. North, they're popping up well then, defence-wise.
Willie ran it out and then kicked it long towards the half-forward line. Robertson flies, kicks it out in front of him.
Hold the man.
Infringement against Robertson. Wayne Stringer picks up the free kick on the half-back line for the Bays.
15 metres as well without that ball being delivered back on the full. So Wayne Stringer, his 200th game today, goes towards the centre of the ground, and Wayne Henwood feeling very lonely. The big fellow, Big Carey and Garton calling for it in the square, and it's a massive kick with the breeze. The pack flies, Arnold got a hand to it in the middle of it. Garton still with Arnold, he's bundled off the ball by McGuinness, and we'll see the throw in that left forward pocket.
Full back line holding up very well in this quarter for North Adelaide as the ball now thrown in the pocket.
Plenty of North Adelaide jumpers there.
They worked it away easily through Antrobus. Oh, he's put a little bit of pressure on Hill, but he's quick. Hill now out towards the weak position.
They did that well, North.
Peter Bennett.
Long way down the ground, Peter Bennett will drive over centre wing. Again, you see that ball sitting up with the breeze. The mark worth a bit out there as Darryl Hart gets an extra shove. Not going to get 15 though. Ross Gibbs will stand the mark.
He'll go short though. No, he won't.
Darryl Hart with kick number 6 towards the lead out David Robertson, who showed a bit of pace and got away from McDermott.
Now actually Robertson ran from centre half forward. He covered a good 50 metres. He called for it out there. It was put exactly where he wanted it.
He's hard to keep up with, Keith, isn't he?
He certainly is. He's a great mover as David Robertson.
Oh.
He's put it in beautifully for Parsons. Spoil away is good by Doobie.
And Murphy got the hand of that. Was nicely done. The handball towards Stringer put him under all sorts of pressure. David Kernahan, the bounce didn't favour him. Jarman towards Matthew Campbell. He lines up the goals and finds Ross Gibbs.
Gives it away. Grandstand side. Tony Hall on his own. Got plenty of room to move. He's called through by Maynard.
He should go to Stephen Kernahan.
I don't know what he was up to, but he muffed it. So of North Adelaide. And here comes Salisbury.
Comedy of errors.
Salisbury kicked a bit of a scrubber too. Maynard can't pick it up, and all of a sudden it's the Bees out there. Now they're away. Wayne Stringer. He gives it on nicely towards McDermott. McDermott has a look. And it goes all the way, but not quite accurate.
Well, he should have gone to Tony Simons, I reckon. You stand there unmarked. He would have walked in and kneed the ball through just about, but just with them new best, thought he'd kick it himself. He just missed anyhow.
Arnold quick to get the ball back into play, looking for Tony Andrus on the outer side. Just keeps it in play.
Gee,
Turns backwards, gets the handball towards Wildy. Wildy short to Mick Redden.
That's tricky stuff by North. There's a man loose in the far wing if they realise it.
Played on quickly. Trevor Hill over centre wing. Andrew Jarman again creating space. There's another player out wide. This is David Robertson again. He's the greyhound and away he goes. One bounce, gets inside Seabohm and another player. This will be kick number 5 for Robertson. Right up towards the square. Campbell, Parsons Campbell. Campbell just gave Tony Hall a bump out at a crucial point there. Put Hall off balance.
Well, it did seem it was going to be a raffle between Matthew Campbell and the big fellow Parsons, didn't it, the way the game was falling. A victim of circumstances then,
Matthew Campbell. Oh, that kick is a shocker now. Does have problems on his day, Matthew Campbell, of kicking for goal. Normally it's on the run, but that was a terrible one for a point. North are 8 goals, 5. Glenelg 6-2.
The same bloke does a magnificent kick at the ball normally. Wayne Hempers just held that ball from the kick in from Chris Duthie.
Now Duthie giving him a run, but Henwood decides to go towards the outer wing position. David Kernahan flies. Hay tries to give it in front of him. McGuinness now. Over the top. David Kernahan couldn't handle it. Free kick's been picked up, and McGuinness will take it.
I missed the Keith. Apparently he jumped on him after he got handballed it to David Kernahan.
Jarman certainly the offender. So Tony McGuinness from the outer wing position to put the Bays into attack.
Coach Graham Corns watching on anxiously from the benches. The kick goes forward. Up goes Kernahan. Couldn't get the second grab. Simon's off hands. Got Garton in the square. And that's a superb kick by Tony Simon. Won't see many better goals than that from a very acute angle. Running into the goals.
And I mentioned this before about Tony Simon. That's his cup of tea. He loves those angle goals running away. He practices the art, really. It's an art you probably shouldn't practice, but he is so good at that particular part of his game that he does it almost blindfolded. He grabbed that ball, had a quick peep at the goals, as he's always liable to do, to give himself the right angle, and he popped it through left foot, if you don't mind. Great goal, Tony Simon.
Just 9 points the difference now. We're 8 minutes into the second quarter of the second semi. Mike Wren taps it away beautifully, but nobody's there. Hart couldn't take it. Salisbury does. Salisbury's kick is high and handsome. Kernahan under it. Two players committed. Kernahan took the mark. On it goes, and this will go just on the left-hand side of the post. Yeah, so the Bays pick up another point. 7-3 now behind North's 8-5.
Stephen Kernahan marked that ball because he kept going for it. Enough said there.
Arnold short and finds Wildy. David Wildy. The handball back towards Arnold. He'll have to get rid of it in a big hurry. He does, over towards John Riley. They work it well out from that full-back position. This is Robertson. He's got all the time in the world. Straight out the handball towards Darryl Hart. And Hart can take off. He's got Kernahan chasing him all the way. Didn't quite get there, but he forwards it to Tiller. And Tiller hooks it back around the corner. Up goes Parsons. Good effort in front by Murphy. Salisbury to Gibbs. Gibbs is Hilton with the bounce. Parsons with the height, close to the boundary line, and from a bounce we'll go to a throw-in. North Adelaide into attack, and it's quite obvious that you can score into this breeze. Glenelg did it in the first quarter, and North are doing it in the second.
Henwood still trying to tap it. Parsons has finally grabbed it. He was hoping someone would be there. Bennett is, but now he gets it up to Antrovus. Almost impossible, and it turned out that way.
Very good smother by Murphy at Glenelg. Uncle Murphy just diving at the feet there of Antrovus.
Umpire Graham Hilton took a tumbler.
He gets a little cheer for it as well.
Can we get a free kick pay for that?
Murphy's kick is long. It'll go right to the edge of the square. Redden and Kernahan couldn't handle it. Phillips picks up the crumb, sells the dummy. Strokes the tackle from Kernahan and blazes long. Right to the square. It's 2-on-1. The big lead. Great mark. Front spot. That's Michael Murphy. And well, I won't go on with that comment.
I think it was actually pushing and shoving. It wasn't quite as bad as it looked. I think he had all of his jumper. I hope he did.
Very placid fellow by Murphy. He took umbrage at that, though.
He kicked it a long way as a result, too. Now Robertson tries to tuck the tackle. That should have happened a few minutes ago, and that was certainly there as well. Robertson tried to go through. Didn't get too far. McDermott picks up the free kick.
Peter Maynard, actually, Keith.
Maynard with 15 metres. Stephen Hay filling the back of his head. It took a while to get rid of the ball as Maynard drives long. Up goes Carey. Couldn't quite handle it. Riley. And on the bottom of that pack with the ball underneath him is Peter Carey. Pretty hard to get it from underneath of Exuber.
Yes, indeed.
Umpire Argent with the bounce. Centre-half forward position for the Bays. They've got the wind in the second quarter, but it's not much in it. Oh, good steal there by Salisbury, but North still in possession. Armfield. He's in trouble. Stringer right on him. Oh, coming through Stephen Riley. Well done. Pushes it away.
Himself is entitled to the kick. He kept going for the ball, and that's why he got the ball. for it, you've got to get it, Keith.
That's certainly the way we'd like to see it, isn't it? With the umpire protecting the player going for the ball.
No question.
Stephen Riley's kick towards centre wing. Copping, Henwood, Redden. Redden got two hands to it. It'll be Salisbury that worked it out. This is Andrew Jarman. Finds Matthew Campbell. He's well shepherded by Bennett.
He's got a left foot.
Goes towards the pocket area. Here's the big fellow himself. It's good to handle it. Hands pursues the body. Well done, Murphy. Brilliantly stolen by Matthew Campbell. Creates a much better angle, and there's that kick on the run again from Campbell. When he has an off day, he has a real...
But that was a good kick, you know, like in true purest sense, it was a good kick. It simply was put in the centre of the goals, and it deserved the goal that was played by Matthew.
It's a superb take, wasn't it? He just read that ball coming off. It was nothing wrong with the give. It was Campbell getting in the way. Now another big kick out. Whoa, the fly was Robertson. Couldn't take it. Phillips has got it.
He's on fire, Phillips, isn't he?
Phillips, left footer, in towards Dietrich. Too short for him, though.
Two good rushes.
Little back pocket player, already taken 5 marks. Finds Wayne Henwood. Glenelg will build as Henwood sinks the boot. Looking for Peter Carey. He tried to tap it on towards Kernahan. Stephen Hayes in the way. Kernahan's got him. This is Willie. Going a bit late holding the ball. Carey wants to go on with it.
Do that.
Stephen Kernahan, that one's for practice, and he wouldn't like it anyway because he missed. Bring that ball all the way back.
Not often you see a player bounce the ball these days because he knows if he bounces it and he's held as holding the ball. And but David Willie fell for it then.
Eventually, when we get the ball back into play, it's going to be McDermott with the free kick.
McDermott doesn't seem to be worried by that ankle that he had last week, does he?
No, no. Kick number 7, it's a good kick, going to go right to the wall. Stephen Kernahan read that beautifully. Came in from the side, Stephen Hayes just stumps him to the ground. That's 15, and that'll go right to the goal line.
Why on earth did he do that?
Well, that's a very good question.
Stephen Hayes still arguing with umpire Argent as he tries to...
And Carey's asking him too, just rubbing it in.
Oh, look at the angle too that Stephen's going to have to kick from, but he'll run around this, I think, quite easily. Stephen Kernahan got 1 goal in the first quarter, and there's no way in the world he could miss this one, thanks to a silly 15-metre penalty from Stephen Hay. Kernahan's kick. As we said, a goal. Glenelg 8 goals, 3, North Adelaide 8-6.
And that was a superb mark by Stephen Kernahan to register his side's 8th goal. He's taken 5 grabs so far. He's all over the place in the forward line and gave Stephen Hay a hell of a problem early in the game. But since then, Stephen Hay, in all sincerity, has got back pretty well to cause quite a problem to Stephen Kernahan. But in that instance, he was just outgunned by the big hands of Kernahan, who's just far superior for a high ball. And he took the mark at the square and was manhandled after that, which brought about 15-metre penalty and a somewhat simple goal.
Umpire Argent had to do a little bit of tidying up in that Bay forward line. Players still wanting to go on with the arguments a bit. He's had a word with several players. And now Glenelg only 3 points down. We're 15 minutes into this second quarter. They're in attack again. Nice tap on by Copping. Didn't quite come off to Kernahan. Yes, it has. It's great strength from Stephen Kernahan. McGuinness over the ball. He's had to go wide. Trying to do everything himself that time. Out on the floor.
Yes, I don't suppose the handball was on. He couldn't get the right hand to it, but he was intent on shooting for goal, I felt, from the time he started going for that ball. And there are times you can feed it off to people.
Paul Arnold, who will bring the ball back into play. And it's a nice kick as well. Parsons against Henwood. Henwood scores away. McDermott on towards Maynard. He shifted it beautifully. Maynard lines up the goals, and that's a much better kick. That one down to Peter Maynard. And Glenelg is first for the game, and doesn't he love it? Glenelg in the front. They're 9-3, North Adelaide 8-6.
Yes, well, Peter ran into a sort of a awkward situation there. He's caught on his left foot and did a sort of a flat left foot pump, which is an unusual sort of a kick, but had the desired result. And the goal on the board puts Glenelg in front for the first time for some 20 minutes, I guess. They were well in front early in the game, then North fought back, and now Glenelg edge away by 3 points with Peter Maynard's goal, brought about by a slick hand pass.
So 16 minutes gone in the second quarter. In fact, the Bays have pulled back from a 21-point break to North Adelaide. Now they're in front. Stephen Kernahan set to put them further in front with a fantastic kick. Touched the post. Graham Corn shows his anguish.
Yes, it bent the woodwork. What a great kick for goal, though. What a superb, skillful player Stephen Kernahan. There's not many guys that play centre forward of his size can robe a falling ball like he does. Picked up the ball, spun around, had a quick look as they always do, and then bent the woodwork. Still shaking that goalpost.
The players move out from the half-back position. The lead comes grandstand side, and Hamwood smashes that one away. In fact, it's been rolled over the shoulder, and the free kick will be paid to David Wilkie. The rangy-looking footballer, whose game's markedly improved this year. And he covers about 40 metres into the breeze. Parsons got a fist to it, but he's infringed. Carey the free kick. As Andrews knocks it away, that'll be 15 metres.
Like a discipline.
Parsons doesn't give it back. Like Parsons will be spoken to as he tried to push Peter Carey away, and
Another 15.
takes Carey to within about 30.
I'll tell you what, that big spiral punt that Peter Carey's renowned for, he's liable to
On the full, and that's another 15. So Carey's moved from centre wing, and that's the shortest 15 I've ever seen. That one about 5. That brings Peter Carey well within range. It's a silly football by Parsons, and
crazy stuff.
started off by Tony Antropos.
It really was infantile, well, what can you call it? Kid stuff.
And the captain's kick gets rather ironic cheer from the North Adelaide supporters, and it's out on the foot. Comedy of errors.
Well, I mean, all Peter Carey had to do was nail that goal, and he would have buried North, I think. Or the act of the goal would have buried North.
Oh, what a great mark by Jarman on the half-back flank. Arnold kicked it straight to him. He had plenty of pressure on him. Dragged it in. The Jarman's 5th kick to the outer wing. Very wide. Parsons is there. Couldn't quite take the mark. Now Stringer. McGuinness still close to the line. He strikes it well. Jarman. Oh, does it beautifully. Jarman onto the boot. Looking for Bennett.
Out of the ball.
After all that, out of the ball.
He's a fine player, Jarman, though, isn't he? So skillful.
A couple of nice turns to get himself out of trouble. The kick from the outer side towards centre half forward. Kernahan's going to fly from behind 2 grabs. It's not going to be paid. Play on to the call. Stephen Hay runs into a brick wall of yellow and black jumpers. And umpire Argent rules he's going to bounce it down.
Scott Salisbury at the bottom of that pack. He loves a battle for the ball, that boy.
Onto the ground in the second quarter.
Playing on a wing, a position he's not familiar with, but giving it a go.
That bounce from the centre half forward, Richard Gervais is turned by North Adelaide as Andrews takes off and comes grandstand side. He's got a player in Robertson. Missed him. Oh, a bit of indecision there. Armfield it was. That was hard up. Oh, Sills, the man you were talking about. Stringer gets one high. And 15 metres as well. As I said, the top hands come on the nose. 2 old protagonists. Stringer and Antropos meeting there, and Antropos came off worse that time.
Accidental knock. Big fly from Garton. The mark's not paid. Maynard works it forward. He goes down to ground, and that pack will build up as Garton comes in, and Michael Armfield didn't like the way he did that either.
Tony Antropos in the hands of the trainers there, Rick.
Well, he ran into it.
Yep,
Stringer
sure.
had the ball and can't do much more than that.
He asked for it, Keith.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, he should have kept away from Alan Stringer then.
There's a beautiful catch forward. Adam Garton. And the Bays have picked 3 straight, and they're getting away with this game if North don't try a little professional work.
And fancy Adam Garton roving a ball. A long knockout. Adam Garton picked it up and popped it through. He certainly has improved his goal-kicking ability. I don't think he's had a miss today. And 3 shots and 3 goals. Can't do much better than that. Playing a full forward. Now, Wayne Hamwood coming off the ground again for David Marshall.
And at about the same time we saw a similar change in the first quarter, so a set plan being developed. Hamwood starts the quarters off and then takes a break towards the end. Carey in ruck against the big fellow in Parsons. Dermott tried to work that free. Down goes Tiller. Work the handball back towards Jarman. Short kick from Hart will find David Robertson. He's everywhere. Robertson's left foot kick over the half forward line. Peter Bennett, great lead and a great mark.
Top kick by David Robertson.
Well, Bennett works out where to go. Antropos is now running around freely. The kick towards the square. Redden couldn't get a hand to it. Now he does. Tapped it down towards Phillips. Oh, the ball. That's a very quick decision.
Gee. I don't think Phillips actually had the ball, did he?
Hard to say. Had his back to us.
Gibbs got it forward towards Maynard, and he's found Alan Stringer out of the corner of his eye. This happens every week. Stringer not the most popular person with the crowd. He finds Tony Simons. Player loose in the centre of the ground. It's Wayne Stringer. Wayne Stringer booms it right towards the square. Garton and Arnold just gets a hand to it. And that's rushed through for a behind.
Free kick.
Push will be paid. That will be Paul Arnold, so he did well. Had to beat 2.
North Adelaide under pressure now. They've had 4 goals straight kicked against them.
Running the ball.
Surrendered the lead, and now they work the ball out to Stephen Hay. Stephen Hay with plenty of room, and Jarman in front of him. Now he gives it over to Jarman, as could be predicted, but not very accurately. Jarman does it beautifully, though. In goes the ball right to the line for Redden. Front spot, though.
Mike Murphy, is it?
Is it Murphy?
It's his second strong mark in the square today.
Michael Murphy from the back line, marking that kick in from Campbell. Murphy a little undecided. Goes long with the breeze. Carey and Park.
Yes.
That's a good mark. Just plucked that one out of the air.
That doesn't happen very often, I tell you. Get behind Peter Carey, you don't mark over him.
Parsons has been quick. He had players loose. He's eventually going to go short. Dietrich is on a lead. And the Ross Gibbs didn't quite get up for it. I think he heard the footsteps and expected a big spoil away.
I think he threaded the needle then with that kick, Michael Parsons. He's a rare skill, isn't he? Not many big fellas that pass off a ball like that, Keith. Really?
No, perhaps
top work.
Tremendous ball coordination. Obviously, is now Dietrich lines it up, and this is an extremely valuable goal. Second one to Dietrich. North Adelaide 9-6, just behind the base, 10-4.
And that's the first time we've seen Grenville Dietrich get to the end of a league today. He gave Michael Parsons enough room to notice what he was all about. And Ross Gibbs seemed to have his name on that ball, but it just floated over his head. And the big fellow Grenville Dietrich claimed the mark, and rightly so. And as I said before, Michael Parsons literally threaded the needle with that kick, and a very valuable goal, as Keith Conlon just said, to North Adelaide, who creep a little closer to Glenelg, and now 4 points behind.
And we approach full time of the second quarter. Parsons an easy tap. McGuinness read it beautifully. He runs into Stephen Riley. This is Darryl Hart working hard for it. Tackled by McDermott. Darryl Hart's going to get the free kick for an earlier tackle, which was ruled illegal. I think he got one a bit too high.
See, Stephen Coppy got it at the centre of the ground there very quickly, didn't he, from his half-forward flank?
Hart's gone out into what seems to be all Bay territory. It'll come out there. Whoa! Handball though across is picked up by Hart. Stephen Riley forward from in-back line position. Has a look ahead. Dietrich in front spot. Oh, tried the tap on the pass. It's missed him by a string. Now he gets over the ball again. He's working hard. Robertson. Tiller.
Where's he going though? All Bay
Having a
players
look.
on the square.
He's waiting, and that's where he's got it.
That's wow! Good goal.
That's the goal of the day so far, and that even beats the McGuinness goal.
I can't believe that goal, Keith. I looked upfield, Peter Carey and Ross Gibbs all in the square waiting for the kick towards them, and the man has just kicked it enough to make the ball spin and do an off-break, which would do... who's the off-break bloke for England? I can't think of his name now. That bloke that took all the wickets. It'll do him justice. That was unbelievable, that goal, and a freak of nature, that, but okay, it's what North needed.
North Adelaide hit the front by 2 points. We're in time on of the second quarter. Parsons tried to tap it towards Jarman, who worked it brilliantly towards Hart. His kick's a wobbly old floater. Campbell almost the mark. Hall tries to mop up to the base. He'll go down in a minute. He does. It falls loose. One-handed pick up by Bennett. Needs support. McGuinness worried him. Matthew Campbell. Short. Hart. He's got a player out wide. He's going to turn almost in slow motion as he puts out the lead to Dietrich, but Salisbury read it well.
Salisbury from centre-half back. Comes out towards the grandstand wing. Maynard decides to go for safety and slow down.
15 metres.
And that's the professional 15-metre penalty there. There's no doubt about that.
I'll tell you what, the mighty...
30 metres. Take that 40, 45 and rising.
They've got to cut it out, North. It's costing them dearly.
Well, I don't know in that case. I mean, Wildy was just a bit slow to move, but I'm not advocating that kind of play, but a lot of teams do it, don't they? They slow the side up. Now Simons with the ball. Oh, Henry in the spin. No, it's Garton. Second grab. Adam Garton, who lines up with his third mark. his fourth kick. He'll have the possibility of goal number 4. He's got it. Tremendous stuff. 6 goals last week and 4 already today from Garden. And the Bay's back in front. They go to 11-4. North 10-6.
Well, Adam Garden's been the find of the final series in the 2 games he's played. 6 last week and 4 till half-time this particular match. And 27 minutes this quarter gone. And Glenelg have kicked something like, 6 goals this quarter into the breeze, or with the breeze, I should say. Remarkably, North have hung in there, though, into the breeze, and 3 goals themselves. And they're making a real match of this game. And, it really is exciting football. It's quick, it's fast and furious. And but for a few mistakes by North on the discipline side, they may have been a little further, well, a little closer, if you don't mind, in front of Glenelg at this stage of the game.
Glenelg by 4 points. We're well into time on, and I would imagine the next goal could be a big confidence booster as we approach the long break. Hill, a handball over the top of Parsons, puts in those big strides, pulls it towards Darryl Hart. Hart's got plenty of time to line them up, and that's not a bad kick, right to the square. Darryl Hart's now kicked a free goal for North Adelaide. That's 2 for them. North Adelaide have got 11-7, Glenelg 11-4.
Talk about the luck of the Irish. It's hard an Irish name, but that ball's gone 50 metres in the air. Both players had a good look at it. It just went over their heads by the fraction of an inch, and lo and behold, it's bounced through.
Oh, beautiful shepherd by Redden, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's part of it, Keith, but both players had a good look at the ball, where, you would have thought one of them, if not both, would have contested the mark. And yet, okay, Redden might have led the player under the ball a little, but boy, there it is. That's the breaks in football. They'll lose the lead again to North by a magnificent goal by Darryl Hart.
So back in the middle, and it's anybody's game. We've seen the lead swap and change in this last 10 minutes. At the moment, North Adelaide just 2 points up. Still with a chance to go forward. Here they come again. Hart's got a quick marking. Just enough meterage on that. A run from Robertson. Whoa, he's going to take it with him now. Got time. Oh, Stephen Riley. They've got time to settle down. Now he's in strife. Gets the handball fed and Chiller's going to try another.
Oh, don't tell me.
Stringing him up to Glenelg. He's hurried kick away towards this boundary line. All North Adelaide, though, as Campbell gets back on it, the handball goes out to Hart. He gets away from Marshall. Chasing in slow motion. He's having a field day in the forward line as he hooks it back towards the edge of the square. The mark is taken by Ross Gibbs. Redden couldn't get that one. He slipped over and selected the square in the wake.
Gibbs to Murphy.
Well, Darryl Hart
with a bit of room. He's got ball up the middle of the ground. That's where he goes. Out wide, David Kernahan. Salisbury the shepherd. David Kernahan running all the way. He's going to have a shot. What a beautiful kick it is, too.
Same as his brother.
Yep, that's 2 Kernahans have hit the post today. 1 point the difference at the park.
That's a good comment, too. I'm trying to recall who hit the post the last time. And I thought, all of a sudden, it dawned on me, as you said, Rick, Stephen Kernahan hit the post. Almost broke the footwork, actually, and David Kernahan has suffered the same fate.
The same post too. As McGuinness gets up, couldn't get a hand to it. But he got over the top of Darryl Hart, and Hart was just seen working hard in the forward line. Has now picked up the freebie in the back line.
I was going to make the comment, he must be worn out. He's all over the place at the moment.
This is his 13th kick. He's already had 7 handballs as well. He's short towards Jarman. Simon's read it nicely. The spin out of trouble twice by Tony McGuinness. He's on his foot. Will he go all the way? No, he'll use Tony Simons in the pocket. Simons will line them up, and that's a kick just shaving inside the post. That's the one Glenelg wanted. They're 12 goals, 5. North are 11-6. The Bays are back in front.
He doesn't miss those, Tony Simons. You put your life on those. When he lines up the goals, his 10th kick of the game, he's split the centre. He's quite split the centre, but it's snuck in. And that was a goal all the way. And Tony Simons was very grateful to receive that unselfish handball from Tony McGuinness, who appeared was trying to line him up to shoot, and he brought the great hand pass across his body to Tony Simons, and great goal and good combination by the 2 Tonys.
A 7-goal quarter for the Bays. They head for half-time. They've got a 5-point break against North Adelaide. Parsons down to Jarman. Robertson again. Robertson has a flyer out wide and misses him.
North Adelaide's strength, they work out of the centre, They get everyone out of the middle just about today. Well, they have gotten everyone out of the middle today. That's their strength.
Big Carey wants it in the centre of the ground, and that's the way that Wayne Stringer goes, but it's Stephen Kernahan from behind. The handball to Chris McDermott. Dermott pumps it in long, a good 50-60 metre kick. Arnold's got a hand to it. McGuinness takes off with Riley. Taps it in front of him. McGuinness, was he held on to? No, set the umpire. Works it back to Maynard. Is that in the back? No play on from Argent. Simons with a hurried kick towards goal. Umpire has a close look, but it's just offline for a point. Siren sounds, it's half-time, still anyone's game in the second semi-final. Glenelg 12 goals, 6 they're 78. North 11-6, 72. He got that. Started the second half of the second semi-final. It's Glenelg against North Adelaide. Been a great game so far. North led by 15 points with the breeze in the first quarter. As we start the second half, it's Glenelg by just one straight kick. They lead by 6, and the big news, Graham Campbell, Peter Carey starting on the bench this quarter.
It is a surprise, Rick. Hard to work out why. He might have got knocked in the first quarter, or the second quarter.
Ball's forwarded over the half-forward line. North Adelaide player down in the centre of the ground at the moment. On the outer side, we've got David Kernahan chasing for the ball.
Tony Anderson was down.
And he suffered a heavy knock in the second quarter.
So Darryl Hart works up onto the ball.
To the nose on the outer side. Phillips picks it up. Now steal by David Kernahan, pops it in towards Simons. He lets it go. Stephen Kernahan, the tap on. Copping's got it. Copping saw the player, short chip back. Maynard.
He's not well. He's not well. Peter Maynard, he seems to be favouring.
Neither's Antrobus.
No, he's coming off.
So Antrobus has suffered a leg injury somewhere, maybe his left one.
It was the ankle that he went down with very early in this quarter.
Tim Funk comes on the ground for his first league game for some time.
Peter Maynard with kick number 10, puts it straight through the middle. Glenelg just edge away slightly. 13 goals, 6 now. North Adelaide 11-6.
Yeah, good football by Steve Copping. He cut the ball very well in transit. He was going to go towards goal, and he saw Peter Maynard make a position all by his lonesome around about centre-half forward. He go very intelligent left foot kick back over the play. Peter Maynard stood his ground and marked the ball and, of course, pumped it through.
That's desperate news on the bench by the look of it. Tony Antrobus in real trouble on the bench with an ankle. That's very sad news for North Adelaide, who are right in this game at this stage. Red to Tiller. Tiller's kick, long with the breeze, looking for Parsons. Front spot, oh, he could have taken it, didn't in the end. Plom over the ball, his first touch in the game, but Gibbs is away.
Gives his kick a grubber towards the boundary line. McDermott won't get there, and we'll see a throw in just underneath the scoreboard. We've played just on 2 minutes of football, and Glenelg lead by 12 points.
I'd hazard a guess, Rick, to say he meant that kick. He sort of kicked it into the ground first, so it wouldn't seem as if he's trying to go for the boundary.
Henwood grabs it out of the air, tries to work it to Seabohm, out of bounds again.
Oh, what a blow to the Roosters, eh? Losing the number 1 rover. Tony Antrobus. Wonder how bad he is.
Throw in, Parsons and Henwood. Henwood got the tap. McDermott manages to strike that tackle and gets his kick away. Only covers about 20 or 30 metres. Marshall flew for it. Phillips, hard, short towards Jarman. Andrew Jarman sells the dummy beautifully. Creates some space. Has the left foot. And that kick is a monster right to the edge of the square. It's fallen away by Duthie. It's in no man's land. And Seabohm will give the handball back. Duthie. Seabohm's caught. Brilliantly stolen by Bennett. Great tackle, Murphy. The ball's still loose. Bennett looks for somewhere to go. Hooks it back towards Parsons. That kick up and down on the one spot. Robertson won't be paid the mark. It hadn't covered the 10 or it was touched off the boot. Take your pick.
Had to be touched off the boot.
Must have been.
Went far enough.
Yep.
So the throw in the forward pocket. North Adelaide in attack, can't do anything with it yet though. Robertson again tries for it. He can't do it. Campbell can't reach it.
Play at the moment, bottled up. North Adelaide with the breeze in this quarter. They'll need a big one. They'll be against it in the final quarter of this second semi. McGuinness works it back towards that boundary line, and we'll see yet another throw in.
Coach Graham Corns has opened up for his first ruck. Wayne Henwood, Chris McDermott, ruck roving, Tony McGuinness roving. The old combination.
Henwood down to Alan Stringer. Alan Stringer gets the kick away. Marshall very close to the line. In fact, out of bounds on the full. Well, it's been pretty scrubby stuff as yet, neither side being able to get the run on play.
David Marshall back on the ground, playing on the far wing, the outer wing.
Long kick in. Parsons and Dietrich up gets Dietrich. Duthie got a hand to it through the legs of Hart. He recovers nicely, concedes some ground and goes right back over the head of David Tiller, his captain. He had him free there. Tiller, good tackle by McDermott. Plays allowed to go on. The handball comes out towards Alan Stringer, and away he goes. Over centre wing. It's got A chasing him and getting there quickly. Stringer's kick towards Copping. Beautifully, and there's a fine one-handed mark. Riley will dump him to the ground, and that'll be 15, will it?
I don't think so.
Yes, umpire Argent says, come back.
He didn't seem to be getting agitated, umpire Laurie Argent, so I thought he was coming in to say that he'd allow it.
Stephen Copping's kick. He's got Kernahan on the edge of the square. Spoil away. Chance for North Adelaide to relieve through Tiller.
Tiller's kick comes up the grandstand side and in the way. Alan Stringer again. He tries to play off and he gets one for 15 metres actually from around the neck or hit him inside of the face. Apart from the fact that he ducked his head and Hill couldn't do anything about it. The Bays might be getting a little bit lucky.
Stringer's kick. It's a wobbly old one with that breeze. Big pack fly. That's the mark. David Wildy, who had the most of that ball. He'll go short. Andrew Jarman. He set up some creative play. To Paul Arnold. Over centre wings, just close to the boundary line. Ball away by Seabone. Stuck up the fist and just smashed it towards the line.
Hasn't had a lot of possessions, John Seabone, but he certainly has defended stoutly. He's always punched that ball away strongly.
Redden and Henwood to contest. Henwood gets it down. Coming through Wayne Stringer. The kick away, but it'll beat them out of bounds again.
Boundary umpires getting some work. Start of this second half, 6 minutes of play, and so far we've seen just the one goal scored by Glenelg. Redden and Henwood. Henwood tried to get it towards McGuinness. Now Kernahan. David Kernahan almost found McDermott. He recovers nicely. Handball between two North players to Salisbury. David Kernahan front spot. Adam Garton. Well, he's had a fine start to the game. Kicked 4 goals in the first half, and that's his 4th mark for the day. The Garton got 6 last week, and this is lining up for goal number 5.
Well, it's hard to say he wouldn't kick it. He's got an unblemished record today.
Especially when you look at the amount of kicks he's had. 4 goals so far from 4 kicks.
Can't do more than that.
So Hush falls over Football Park, and Garton a chance to really edge the Bays away. It's drifting across the face of goal, and well, there's a blemish for Adam Garton. 4 goals, 1 for him today. Glenelg have got 13 goals, 7. North 11, 6.
Played on straight away.
They normally do. Yep.
The ball comes out grandstand side, and it's over in Pocket Campbell's head. There were 2 choices. Alan Stringer took it for the Bays.
Marshall Copping up mark.
Copping in the pocket as Graham's called it. And now, short, chipping in there, David Marshall. Bays working against the breeze in this 3rd quarter. It's fairly stiff, but both sides have seen that you can kick goals against it. This is certainly the quarter that North Adelaide would like to get away. It's not to be at this stage. As Marshall lines up, take the Bays well clear. He's offline right from the moment left the boot.
Was never on that kick for a goal.
Well, the crowd thought that was a throw towards Arnold. He couldn't do much with it. Copping was tackled. Armfield's in there with Maynard and Riley through the legs of Arnold, and finally the handball was risky. Put Redden under a lot of pressure. David Wildy will go towards the outer side where the captain David Tiller has made some space. He's got Phillips running in front of him. It was an awkward bounce by Tiller, but plenty of time to recover, and a long kick towards the half-forward line. Bennett front spot, spoiled away. Jarman, the crumbs. Did it well towards Robertson. Robertson's kick is a high floating one, won't make the distance. Dietrich Shepherds, but a shocking bounce. Bad luck, Grenville Dietrich.
They were due for a bad bounce, though, Rick. I think 2 of their goals in the 2nd quarter for what you might call fortuitous bounces.
Ross Gibbs comes out grandstand side. The plans were not entirely...
What do they call it? Take 2.
Take 2. Yeah, have another shot. Gibbs this time kicks to himself, goes the other way. Henwood's there if he wants to go short, and he does. Henwood has a look. Tony Hall up on the wing. Comes in just a little for Stephen Kernahan. Big fly. Spoil away well by Hay. McDermott though reads it. Got Hall running in front of him. Chance for the Bays to build here. Oh, well done, Hall. He's brought down though. Still gets the kick away.
Right back.
Well, the breeze are mounting up for the Bays, and at half-time the umpires got a bit of a cheerio as they ran around the ground.
David Robertson infringing for North Adelaide. One of the most popular gentlemen of the umpires. Chance for Trevor Hill. Popping tackle. Think about that one.
6 1 half dozen to the other.
Was the tackle too high?
Oh, yes.
Trevor 60 just recovering from a mild case of strangulation, but that is all right.
Lead on from Adam Garton and a beautiful kick from Stephen Coffin. So Garton, this time 30 metres out. Certainly proving a worry up forward, and it's been a great replacement for the giant Steve Thompson.
He's actually got the same kick that he had some, 3 minutes ago. Almost the same position.
Missed that one towards the left. This time he's put it out right, and it drifts back and splits the centre. 5 goals to Adam Garton. Glenelg getting away. 14 goals 7. North Adelaide 11-7.
It's a somewhat contentious free kick paid to Stephen Coffin, where it appeared as if he may have gone a little high on Trevor Hill's neck. But of course the umpire's in a better spot than we are, and suits from the right angle. He paid the free kick to Stephen Coffin in his usual fashion. Fed the ball off beautifully to Adam Garton, and took a chest mark, went back and split the centre for his 5th goal for the game. Doing a tough job.
Danger period for North Adelaide now. 3 goals in, 3 goals down, I should say. 10 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Redden dumps it forward. McDermott is the one who comes out with it to McGuinness. Over to Salisbury. Salisbury's kick for Garton. Front spot, spoiled away by Arnold. Armfield to clear up. He wasn't interested in going far, was he?
Look for the safety of the line, and it results, of course, in the throw-in in that right forward pocket. Well, North Adelaide are in trouble. As Keith said, they trail by 3 goals, and they've got the breeze in this quarter. It'll be hard to come back against it in the final term. Stephen Hay, now the whistle's gone again, and this time North Adelaide are going to get a free kick, and the North supporters say thank you very much. It's going to be Kim Klomp on the half-back line at the moment. He, of course, replaced Tony Antrobus, who went off apparently carrying either a knee or an ankle.
The cheer was for the first 3 of the quarter of the 11.5-minute mark, I reckon.
David Tiller. Down he goes. So over the line. In fact, no, pushing the back's going to be ruled, and the captain will take the free kick on that outer side.
Now they've got 2 and they're starting to build.
And playing well, David Tiller, I might add. He's been a resolute captain today.
Good inspiration for the side.
Sure.
As a captain should be.
David Tiller from just forward of that outer wing position. Puts it in towards centre half forward. Parsons is in front of spot and headed all the way. Strong, safe hands.
You've got to feel for Michael Murphy, though. He's so short in comparison to Michael Parsons. If he gets the front spot, he's almost impossible to beat. Long arms, elongated into the air, and plucks that ball like you pick a grape off a vine.
Parsons with a very important goal for North Adelaide if he can get it. And he has. Brings them back to 2 goals with his 4th goal. North Adelaide now 12 goals 7 behind Glenelg's 14-7.
A very impressive player today is Michael Parsons, either out of the forward pocket or playing in the ruck. He's now kicked his 4th goal, lurking in the pocket. Picked up 6 kicks, taken a few marks, 4 marks, and had a fistful of hand passes also. 5 to be precise. I've just been distracted with Peter Carey's coming on the ground to captain for Glenelg now in replacement of Michael Murphy, who was the person just on Michael Parsons who took that last mark.
So Carey goes into defence at the moment for the Bays as we're back in the centre of the ground. North Adelaide going to attack. The kick from Campbell will be paid downfield. Andrew Jarman
actually playing on flank, Jarman, would you believe? That old switcheroo's on.
Matthew Campbell back to the centre.
Into the middle, and Andrew Jarman to a flank.
It's Matthew Campbell who got put down after he kicked the ball, and so it's Jarman who picks up the free kick. A bit of indecision in the square. Parsons runs out now, drops back as Jarman has a look to put it right into that position. He's gone a little short maybe. No, right into the square. Carey in the middle of that pack, the thump away. McGuinness, Henwood, Seabohm. Now a chance for Campbell, lets the Bays away. Bruce Stringer now. Alan Stringer can't keep it in play. So a good rebound by the Bays then, which looked like it might have come unstuck.
Approaching 14-minute mark of the 3rd term. North Adelaide need goals and plenty of them. Throw in, Henwood and Redden. Nice tap towards Jarman. Stringer was right onto him. Klomp takes a double grab at it. And it's going to be a stalemate. Umpire Arshik decides he's going to bounce. We're at centre wing on this grandstand side. Conditions have been overcast all day. The breeze still blowing consistently. Ball in the arms of David Kernahan. That bounce gets an easy kick to David Marshall. The running plays Tony McGuinness. Away he goes. A big Hooks it back up, looking for Copping or Kernahan. Copping got 2 hands to it. Kernahan's handball was smothered beautifully. Worked back by Garton. Copping ducks and weaves. Marshall provides some run. He's got a player loose in the square, but he's going to go all the way. He's off line. Well, McDermott is making good ground on it.
There's no question David Marshall have put the ball over to Chris McDermott, running free of the wind. But he elected to kick for goal and missed it. Now, I know if he kicked the goal, he wouldn't have said a word. The point of fact is he missed it, so you've got to look at the alternatives. And it was there that Chris McDermott could have probably given a gimme goal.
So the kick-off from Paul Arnold goes to the outer side. Wildy there in the front of the pack. He couldn't take it, though. Play it on, says the umpire. Hegwood gets a chance to move one in. Goes in towards Copping. Spoiled away. Dart onto the boot. And it dropped through. Just dropped away. Didn't find the big white ones that time. But 14-9 now. 12-7.
What a dangerous play out of Garton. Every time he gets the ball, there's something doing.
Paul Arnold's got 2 players loose on the outer side. One's Matthew Campbell. David Kernahan there too late. All Campbell's taken off. McGuinness has got him, and this time umpire Rosen says, well, that one's holding the ball. That one, of course, going against North Adelaide. Well, they're becoming just a little frustrated at the moment.
And honestly, Rick, you should have handballed the first time. It's the old story. Get the first one off. He tried to get around Tony McGuinness, and in doing so, he just gave that silly chance of getting onto him, and he did. If he had given the first hand pass, there's no way knowing that I could have got in the road of the work.
Tony McGuinness kicked an absolute ripper of a goal in the second quarter. This one goes across the face. Up goes Kernahan. Tried to tap it up. It didn't work. Copping works hard for it. Brilliantly stolen, however, by Riley. And that's still in bounds, is it? No, it's going to be called back. Yep. Bad luck for Stephen Riley. Had to beat 2 opponents, and if he'd have broken free, he would have been away.
Instead, the ball will be thrown in towards the forward pocket position. Glenelg in attack. They're against the breeze in this third quarter. They've got a couple of goal break at the moment on North Adelaide. Stephen Kernahan working it on his own. No help. Sees it out of bounds.
We're not quite seeing the free-flowing football we saw in the first half of this third quarter. The throw in. Kernahan from behind of Redden. Redden the tap. Plonk couldn't handle it. Salisbury's absolutely sandwiched, and it's been thrown too high. The free kick's coming for Glenelg. Quite a number of them in their attack zone. This is their 23rd so far for the game. Graham Corns would be happy about that, sitting on the bench. It's going to be Scott Salisbury with the shot for goal. He came off the bench. He's not to a wing.
Not your greatest shot for goal either, Rick, I might add. So Scott's hard to be in his mouth there.
One going right across the face with that breeze. Late fly from Kernahan, but a good mark, Mick Redden. 15 metres.
It's one of the rare times we've seen Glenelg penalised. It's Marty Norton who initiated those sort of free kicks.
Redden had Stephen Riley running up the middle, and now Stephen Riley with a good take. Couldn't quite take the mark, but now he moves the ball to the half-forward line. Peter Bennett couldn't take it. Ronaldo couldn't duck to him. Well done, Wayne Stringer. Out it goes to Maynard. Maynard's got Marshall there. Now he's got Wayne Stringer. Now Marshall. Marshall stabs one in for Copping. Can't do better than that. Oh, that's the daisy cutter.
Stephen Copping with kick number 6. Will hang it up on the edge of the square. Kernahan's out. Thought he might have taken that one. But might have been a free kick too, just quietly. Way on is the call as Hill breaks away for North Adelaide. Hooks it back in towards the centre square. Up goes Riley. He beat 3 players for that one.
He's away. Placed quickly on to Gibbs. David Kernahan out on the grandstand wing.
Adam Garton's unmarked.
He's down. Garton's out on the half-forward flank for him, but David Kernahan will now pop it up as he drifts in a little further. Stephen Kernahan! Got to play that one.
Yep, had to happen.
Marfield's not happy. 15 metres will be played a bit. Watch it.
Oh, no, I think that was on.
So Stephen Kernahan, the big mark. The 7th, in fact.
Stephen's a far better kick for goal, of course. But he's still maybe that little bit far out to really judge the cup of the wind, I'd say.
Breeze against him at this stage, and he's trying to put a bit much into it. It's gone right to the square, though. Still danger for North Adelaide. Just out of bounds, right alongside the behind post.
I like North's attitude. They don't give away a point, Keith. I've seen a number of occasions this year where sides rush the ball through in that area. But North don't. They try and keep it out.
North can't afford to give away points at this stage because they trail and they're with the breeze as Hart breaks free. Having a bit of trouble getting over the half-forward line at the moment, North Adelaide. Kicked by Hart towards the outer side. There's Henwood and Andrew Jarman out there. The bounce line goes down. Stringer should pick this one up. No, well done, Jarman. That's how to win a game. Perseverance, courage, determination. This is Bennett. He goes short. The lead's on from Dietrich. Couldn't quite get there. Duthie holds his ground. Great shepherd by Carey. And the kick by Duthie up and down, almost in the one spot. They'll fly for it, and it's smashed away. Parsons. The handball goes towards Andrew Jarman. One bounce. Gets around Maynard. He needs to get this one, Jarman. He's floated it right across the face of goal. And it's a point only.
That is an exceptional skill. I'll tell you, as an ex-player, it is very hard to balk a player coming into the side of you, as Andrew Jarman did then. He sold the dummy beautifully and left Peter Maynard in his wake, but missed the goal.
13 points to break as Gibbs goes out towards the grandstand, and Stringer takes a fine mark. He pumps it down that outer wing. And another good mark. McDermott. Salisbury running on, clashes with the North player. A couple of players losing towards the middle that will be found by this ball. Kernahan. Heads up, uncontested. Hay found himself under the ball.
Oh, he's pulled him 15.
Stephen Hay, that ball really just dribbling between his legs as Kernahan drives it in long. Arnold from behind. Riley. Trevor Hill. Marshall's got him. Hill's got to get rid of it. He does a short kick. Kicks this one towards the safety of the line. It's not going to run out. Stringer's getting onto it now. He'll take possession. He's collared by David Robertson.
Top tackle by David Robertson, I tell you.
Maynard unhappy he didn't get the handball to him. It's Alan Stringer, of course.
It's a great tackle, though. You know, I thought able to get around him quite comfortably then, but he wasn't able to.
Peter Bennett contesting. David Robertson tries to get hold of it, does so. Gets the little hand pass out. Quick kick forward by Hill. Right down the line to the half-line line. Great stuff by Tony Hall. Pop up with it. And he's away. He's looking at the goals. He can go all the way. Oh, trying to stay out line, isn't it? It's there. No, Duthie couldn't handle it. Duthie thinks he did. The umpire thinks he did. And North Adelaide get back to just one goal behind the Bays.
Wow, what a goal that was by Kim Plump. Coming on the ground to replace the injured Tony Antrobus midway through this quarter. A man hasn't played much league football this year. To be fair to say, Kim Plump used to play with a bit of a headgear. Last time I noticed a man around town. But that was a magnificent goal brought about by an absolute courageous effort by Tony Hall, trying to take a mark running backwards. It was unfortunate Tony didn't quite hold the mark, and Kim Plump mopped up and kicked a great goal.
Approaching 22 minutes of the third term, and Glenelg lead has been reduced now to 7 points. Chance Phillips had a great first half. Haven't seen much of him this quarter, though. That tackle has been ruled held to the player in possession. That was Darryl Hart and Graham Hilton, the bounce.
Right, I'll tell you what, Tony, Scott Salisbury playing very close to Bretton Cross now. He had pretty much free rein the first half, but Scott's very close to him now.
Salisbury tried to get a kick away, then couldn't do it. Alan Stringer, the hand pass to McGuinness.
3 laps.
McGuinness has got David Kernahan in front of him to give the shepherd. Little stab pass towards Stephen, well read by Stephen Hay this time. And Hay comes down, he gets a kick away, and he could well have got a kick after disposal, but it wasn't there.
Oh, well, tit for tat there. He's given Stephen enough time today, too.
Oh, it's a pretty good contest, that one.
North Adelaide have worked it to their half-forward line, the throw-in. Taken by Bennett. Tried to work it backwards to Hart.
I'd say it's a dead set ploy of Mick Newton's that. He told Peter Bennett when he goes for a boundary throw-ins, grab it and feed it off. A good ploy.
See what he can do with this bounce. This time it's Stringer who got a hand to it. Hill works it towards the line. So from a bounce down, we go to a throw-in. North Adelaide still trailing by 7 points.
Bennett again against Henwood, who taps it a couple of times. Stringer goes for a thump, and down it goes.
Take 4.
This has been the pattern of this quarter, hasn't it? It's been,
it's been a dogged quarter, Keith.
A quarter of just 4 or 5 goals scored.
Glenelg wouldn't mind. They're ticking away the time. They're in front. A big smash forward from Campbell. Chance for Wayne Stringer. The handball's found Scott Salisbury. Salisbury out wide has got Tony Hall. Surely it's a mark. No, Hilton said play it on. He found David Kernahan. Back to Hall in the 1-2. Got players short. It's a wobbly old kick over the head of Hay. Would you believe it? Kernahan takes a diving mark. Well, that was a funny old flight from that ball. It's a wobbly old kick, and I thought Stephen Hay was going to take it easily.
I thought it touched hands, but obviously I was wrong.
Just zipped past him, and Stephen Kernahan took a nice one out towards his side. This will be his 8th kick. Make that number 9. Normally a very reliable shot for goal.
Very much so.
It's gone well in the air, 9 marks as well, so steadier for Glenelg this kick, and it's an absolute shocker. Just scraped it in for a point. Glenelg are 14 goals, 10 north of 13-8.
Stephen won't be happy at all about that. He's a perfectionist. Likes to really put the edge on his work with good finish to his kicking. But it hasn't been the best part of his game today. But he's been a constant worry to Stephen Hay at centre-half forward.
Well, we're just into time on in this third quarter. Still a tight game as North Adelaide scramble to get this game underway again. They had a brilliant run at the second half of the second quarter. Neither side able to really display the skills. Tight football in this second semi-final. Redden. Marshall's got it. The crowd called for holding the ball, and I think both players were far too keen to try to grab the ball for that decision to be
Stephen Kernahan coming in this knock, because no one was there a moment ago.
Go against Redden. Redden again the tap towards Campbell. Gill. Robertson. Away he goes. I don't think Marshall will catch him. The handball over the top to Matthew Campbell, and North Adelaide streak out of defence. Do that well. David Gouldy through the centre of the ground. 2 bounces. Lines up from a good 60 metres out. It's a massive kick by Wildy, going all the way with close touch by Duthie. It'll be a behind. What a goal that would have been. Something of a lift that North needed. They're 13-9 now, North Adelaide. Glenelg 14-10.
Ross Gibbs to kick off again.
7 points to break as Gibbs goes towards Carey and finds him.
Always finds a man, Ross Gibbs, when he's got the chance to kick off.
Carey down the outer side towards the wing position. Marshall, front spot, can't take it. Dermott forcing his way down the line. Stephen Kernahan now. Parsons meets him late.
Downfield.
Well, that missed a while ago and it wasn't paid, but now it's on, and Simons wants to go on with it, but he won't be allowed to.
Stephen Kernahan running free here. No, he's going to go to Tony McGuinness.
And he finds him. The Bay's in a position to kick another goal against the Breeze. Nearly 27 minutes into this third quarter. This could take them some 13 points clear if McGuinness lines up correctly.
He's on his right kicking foot, which is his left foot.
About 40 metres out. The umpire had to run a long way for that point. Glenelg 14-11 now. North 13-9.
There's something about that end, Keith, that side of the goals too. Players are hooking it every time. There's got to be some sort of reason for that, because those guys are reliable kicks, Stephen Kernahan and Tony McGuinness. And they don't often miss by such a wide margin when they do. So I'd say there's a bit of a kicky bruise up there.
Arnold's long kick out. Armfield from behind at Garton. Big fellow Parsons picks it up nicely.
Good play.
To Armfield. Centre of the ground, Matthew Campbell. Goes short, Dietrich is out on the lead. Ball away by Duthie. Off hands, Andrew Jarman back around the corner. Gibbs in.
Yes, well, Ross Gibbs did the indication he touched him, because that doesn't matter. Most back pocket players do reckon they touch the ball that is going through. It's hard to say. I'd like to see a replay of that one. I think goal umpires ignore the people around them, and so they should. I mean, it's always impossible to please everybody when it's a tight goal like that, but it appeared as if Ross Gibbs may have got a hand to it. And so, not to worry, it's a goal. Andrew Jarman, top goal. That's his second.
Only 2 points the difference now. Of course, Glenelg with the breeze in the final quarter. The handball from McGuinness to David Kernahan. They move quickly into attack. Copping's going to fly from the front spot. That's going to be a dead heat. Simons off hands. It's nicely put off balance, and that kick's going to be not out of bounds on the foot.
Yes, well, Tony Simons, if he could have got one more step in, I would have hazarded a guess and said he would have kicked that goal, because he just really is a super shot for goal from any angle. Left or right foot.
29 minutes gone, and there won't be too much time on in the quarter. It's been a low-scoring quarter. Arnold comes out.
What a game he's playing.
Parsons. Kick forward by Hill. Down the grandstand wing it goes for Peter Bennett. He can't take it. Seabone goes back to Wayne Stringer. He has a look. David Kernahan in the middle of the ground for him. Put it out in front of him where it should have been. And now David Kernahan in looking for Copping. Can't find him. North out of strike.
Stephen Hay straight through the middle of the pack to David Robertson. The siren sounds. 3/4 have gone in the second semi-final. Still a close one. Glenelg 14 goals, 11, 95. North 14-9, 93.
semi-final at Football Park. And there's just 2 points the difference. The Bays are up at the moment. They work the ball forward now with Henwood. They've got the breeze in this last quarter. McGuinness, you can see what the breeze is worth, but that's a fantastic kick. 1 point only. Glenelg 14-12 now. 3 points up on North 14-9.
You've got to tell us, sorry, I'm just saying how they pick out a break by himself every time, both sides from kick-ins.
Seen that from most of the final sides this year. Right. It's David Tiller. Characteristic left foot kick towards centre wing. Up goes Kernahan, sandwiched between two. And he's going to be paid the mark by umpire Hill. Glenelg with the advantage of this breeze. If anything, this may have strengthened the fraction. Goes Copping the middle of the pack. Riley. Bay players stream onto the ball. This is Scott Salisbury. He hooks it back, but against the breeze, it's almost an impossible task from his left to right. It's out on the foot.
Yeah, and Scott really wouldn't have fancied himself in that position, I tell you, because he doesn't really like shooting for goal that much.
The ball comes out through Michael Armfield. Grandstand side to the half-back line. Parsons high in the pack. Marshall off the back though for the Bays. Puts it in. Choice of Copping or Simons, but North Adelaide in possession.
And ball went back to Armfield, and he'll pick out David Will on this grandstand side. One bounce, he'll the shepherd from Stephen Riley and drive long with his 10th kick over centre wing. Seabohm put it beautifully in flight, couldn't handle the mark. Bennett back to Campbell. Marshall got it quickly. Campbell recovered well, drives towards half forward and finds Kim Klopp.
A great kick.
Klopp on the edge of the square. North Adelaide need to run this ball in the final quarter. Of course, for the winner today, it's straight through to the grand final. Scored away by Hall. Gibbs back to Hall.
Ball on to McGuinness. The Bays on a run out. McGuinness will go all the way to goal. There's no one in front of him. Wildy comes to meet him on the half-forward line. McGuinness onto the left boot, and there it is. A great individual effort, Tony McGuinness. We saw it in the first quarter. We've seen it again.
Well, he had the option to go to Peter Maynard. I have a shot. He elected to shoot for goal, and if he didn't kick the goal, there was a time to have some sort of criticism levelled at him for not popping it over to Peter Maynard all by his lonesome. But he kicked it. So I shut my big mouth.
Glenelg sneak away. The break now is 9 points. Still plenty of time for North Adelaide. We've played only 3 minutes. At the moment in ruck, we've got Wayne Henwood against Michael Parsons. Carey in the back pocket at the moment. We'll rest there.
He's stopping the big fellows down there.
Parsons an easy tap, couldn't find anyone, still with it. He was caught with the ball on his chest, and umpire Hilton decides he'll bounce again.
Peter Carey has put there, actually, Rick, to stop the effectiveness of Michael Parsons, who is no longer down there.
Parsons the tap. He's in the middle. Stringer just works it forward. Kick on by Hall. Simons is going to get it. Got the players running both sides of him. He turns instead with a kick, and it's a shot.
Picked out Trevor Hill. Oh, Hill knocked down after the throw. The umpire just says play on. Darryl Hart works hard, spins and turns. He's got his nose over the ball, and finally, for his efforts, he's rewarded with the free kick. He got a whack around the side of the head.
The North supporters have been unhappy with the umpiring today because they've certainly earned a lot less frees, or whether they earned them or not, but they've got a lot less, and that's what counts. Now Parsons has picked up a free kick. He's on the centre wing position.
Worked hard all day, goes short to Peter Bennett. Plays it on quickly to Matthew Campbell. He'll go long, runs in and booms it towards the edge of the square. Carey fell over before the ball got there, off hands. Wayne Stringer couldn't get his kick away. Carey should mop up. It's a wild handball out towards Wayne Stringer. He forwards it about 20 metres. Charges on towards the boundary line.
Tom's fighting with Wayne Stringer there.
That's all over. The ball's out of bounds.
Yeah, what's the decision though?
Out of bounds.
Is it? Oh, right. I thought he was going to ball up between those two players. They were sort of pushing and shoving.
Come out for another round.
Redden with the tap towards the line. The handball went back to Ross Gibbs. It's a hurry. It's an absolute
Mark of the day.
Got the sit beautifully. He's not going to hang around. He'll boom it on towards Alan Stringer. Stringer from the centre of the ground. Out in the lead is Copping. Riley did well. He's like the rocket should bomb back there.
John Riley. Paul Arnold comes out. Now North Adelaide back in the move. They had a choice of a couple there.
Stephen Riley.
Stephen Riley it was. On it goes to Robertson. Robertson onto the boot, and he should have got it. He did.
It's not working out though. Coming into the breeze, it just takes a very defined kick for goal. To really find the space between the big sticks. It's not happening for anybody today. Something's happening here. I think he had Peter Carey and Ross Gibbs in the square. They were too close to each other. I think the rule is only one bloke can be in the square as the other kicks out.
Wayne Edward turned just about stuck the tape too, and he kicked that ball back. Just more out of the Lee Park ground than out of the level of the ball. This time Gibbs goes out looking for Carey, a big clash of bodies. It'll be Doothie to break free for Glenelg. He drives towards centre wing. Kernahan will take this easily. Turns towards the centre of the ground. Thought about the handball towards McDermott. Decides to drive long over the half-forward line. Riley getting onto it. Simons really playing the mark. No play on's the call.
John Riley recover. Boy, shrugs his way through there beautifully. Tiller on to Phillips. Phillips has got Klomp out wide on the half-forward flank and finds him. Klomp's got to go back. The North player screamed down. Klomp in towards the forward pocket position. Mike Redden is there, Carey with him. Parsons trying to come through, couldn't take it. Carey bumps the ball forward.
Big Handwood. It's a strong one. Covers good 60 metres. Ball away by Armfield. Marshall picks up the comes nicely. Falls over as he went to kick and allows Stephen Riley to repel that attack.
Rotten luck that. Bad
Stephen
luck.
Riley on towards half. Hart towards half forward.
Dietrich.
That's where he's going. They upset each other. So that's where the bounce will take place. Half forward line for North Adelaide.
Daryl Hart hasn't picked people off as well as the Rovers should when he's been running through the play. He never seems to find a pair of hands.
The game beginning to open up, as we saw in the first half. The tap towards Paul. Wow. Scott Salisbury. Looking for Marshall or Simons. Marshall, good courage shown there.
Yes.
Running backwards, not an easy mark to take, particularly when we're going to play running smack at you as well. Excellent mark.
Marshall is just forward of the centre wing position. Goes up long, looking for Copping or Garden. Copping recovers well. Oh, great run through from Hay.
Can't beat that.
Stephen Hay. Handball towards Klopp. McGuinness almost had him. Klopp's in trouble. Feeds out the handball sideways towards Tiller. Tiller will find Campbell. North will build again. Looking for Daryl Hart. Gibbs will fly from behind.
Push the back. Take the back.
Thinks he's got the mark. Won't believe it when he turns round. They'll have to forward that ball back to Daryl Hart.
You create the double action, you think?
No, he pushed him in the back first, going for the mark. Just a slight tuck. Ross Gibbs very unlucky. Made some. Oh no.
Well, I was going to say that was the 16th kick for Daryl Hart, but he'll get it again.
I'll tell you what, you still wouldn't back him in, would you? For a goal, I mean.
Make it 19 kicks for Daryl Hart. It's robbed him of a few. That 15-metre penalty brings him a lot closer to the goals. North ever need one.
Sure do.
They'll have to get this one. Put a lot into it.
Not easy
Won't
one there.
come back against that breeze, however. Big fly off hands. Clock snaps away. Umpire has a look at his
boy.
miss. Boy, 10 metres out. What a costly kick. North 14-11 now. Glenelg 15-12.
That looked a certain 6 points. You just couldn't stop that. It was just the run of the game. And Kim Klopp will be wrapping himself over the head for that one.
7 points the difference as Carey goes to the outer
It's a
side.
handball, Tony McGuinness. No worries.
There it is. McGuinness on the run again. She's found the zip of the McGarry medal form today. David Kernahan. McGuinness ran all the way. There he goes again. It's great football, McGuinness, now as he puts it in towards the centre-half forward position. Stephen Kernahan recovered from the bump. Tries a little crossover to Marshall. Will he recover in time? He does, but he can't find Simon's first chop, but he's got a long look at it, Simons.
Oh, no.
He's missed it by a country mile.
Well, you know, as I've said a couple of times today, that's Tony Simon's bread and butter, shooting for goal from slight angles. Yet that time he's hooked it across. I can't believe it.
Paul Arnold towards the outer side. One-hander. Will be paid to Trevor.
David Kernahan's very upset. Brett says no mark. He's touched it clearly, he claims.
Umpire has the final say as he'll kicks towards centre wing, looking for the big fellow in Parsons. Whitehead, a bit of a push, but he'll be paid the mark.
They're starting to patrol the air a little, North, this quarter.
Particularly through Parsons.
Parsons from that outer wing moves it down the line. Spoiled away this time by Seabohm. In fact, that's been the pattern all day. John Seabohm has hardly picked up a kick, but he'd be one of the Bay's best players because Peter Bennett hasn't got one either.
His defensive action is unbelievable.
Throw in on the outer side. Bennett tried to take it out of the air. A nice tap by Stringer to Marshall. Didn't quite come off.
Just give you those stats as the ball goes out. I think 2 kicks to Seabohm, in fact. Just a couple of hand passes. Bennett has picked up 5 kicks all day.
Stringer had to get rid of that in a big hurry, but he found a body in Marshall. Stringer's wild handball forward is out of bounds. We'll see another throw in. So Glenelg just bottling up at the moment on that outer side.
Pass is now coming in for the Stockade. He was playing a defensive role a moment ago.
Henwood tapped it away beautifully. Now the Bays build. Marshall kicks it into the open space as a centre half forward. Simons tries to tap it back and does so successfully. Over it comes to David Kernahan. He's got somebody right on the hammer. Brought down beautifully. Stephen Kernahan with a chance. No, North Adelaide hard in defence. The ball down at centre half forward for the Bays.
The half-back line of North Adelaide has been resolute today. Very hard to get past. They always throw themselves at that falling ball. As do the Glenelg half-forward line, don't worry. It's a good battle.
Kick comes out towards the centre square. The chase is on. Phillips coming through. Collides heavily with Stringer.
Ooh.
And the holding position won't be paid.
Great commitment by both players, though,
Yeah,
Keith.
tremendous take by Henwood, but I tell you what, he was lucky that the umpire was facing the other way, or at least he had his back to him.
Parsons works hard.
Great work.
Campbell, Robertson,
Here's the speech up.
and away he goes. Gives himself the full distance and then has to go out really wide for Bennett. Bennett mid pick up a kick now. Yes, it was. Oh, Robertson, nice work to pick up the long hand pass. Jarman. Before he takes it.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Gee, you can't do that.
Umpire Hilton was right on the spot. He says that was far from accidental. Definitely no Bay players in the crowd.
Even Wayne Stringer wouldn't argue that one.
So Andrew Jarman with a
He went for the safety of the line and didn't pay off as far as retaining possession of the ball is concerned.
Crabs out to make some space for himself, and that's not a bad sort of kick from Andrew Jarman. It's a goal. North Adelaide within 1 point now of Glenelg. It's 15-11 playing 15-12.
Well, I don't know, the Bays seem to be doing it easy this quarter, and yet North Adelaide, but just by persistence, have edged that 2 points, 1 point closer to their opponent's score. And I suppose it's on for young and old now. That was a real testing goal by Andrew Jarman. It was an unfortunate free kick paid against Wayne Stringer, but he did go for the line. Andrew Jarman picked it up. He's been playing half-forward flank the last half, and kicked the goal.
20 minutes to go in this second semi-final. Anybody's game. North Adelaide 1 point down. Robertson caught with the ball, held to him. Umpire Hilton to Bennett.
Crowd at Woody Park has now come alive, and why not? 1 point the difference. At stake today is a trip straight through to the grand final of 85.
He good bump Stephen Riley.
Strength.
Moved it out. Now here comes North Adelaide again. It's Robertson the ramble again. Plenty of room. Handball on for Wilde, who's come up from the back line. And it's a great kick against the breeze, looking for Dietrich. Dietrich front side.
The crowd comes alive. Boy, oh boy, I didn't know such a North Adelaide crowd in it up in this grandstand today.
Grenville Dietrich was getting a bit of treatment there. He might have got a bit lucky, but he had the front spot. Duthy trying to kick the ball away from him. Dietrich gets the free kick and lines up. Hasn't had too many kicks today. Just his fourth, and he's put it through. 3 goals. Certainly percentage stuff from Grenville Dietrich.
I'll tell you what, Kuzo, once the big fellow close to there, he knew from the moment the lefty thought that was home. He put his fist in the air, and I was still waiting to see the result of the kick, but he knew. The time it left his foot, it was going through the big sticks. And while he's been a percentage player, as Keith Conlon just suggested, 3 kicks for 3 goals. Chris Duthy played a top game on him. He's restricted him 4 times a month. That was a free kick that may have gone either way.
Glenelg make a change as we await the bounce of the ball. Maynard has come off and Mark Motlop on.
Peter Maynard's not well.
Carey and Parsons. Parsons got a fist to it, it falls loose. Carey tries to work something with it. He finds McGuinness. Now wide to David Kernahan. Couldn't get the fingertips to it. His handball to McGuinness was quick. He did well, McGuinness. Bounced down, up off the turf and gets his kick away. It's a high one. Garton comes out. Arnold in the middle. Offhand's coughing. He couldn't do much with it. Pack develops and a ball. Or should I say a bounce now.
Boy, Tony McGuinness is running hard this last quarter. He's supremely fit, isn't he? He's just running everywhere.
Just doing the work, isn't he? And there to match him.
Well, he's back to first rover today, Keith. I think he's, lifted.
And 15 minutes gone in this last quarter. The ball now coming out through Arnold to Klomp, who's in all sorts of bother. Alan Stringer got it onto McDermott. He's put it high and out of bounds on the ball.
Just rushed his work a little in Chrissy McDermott. Normally he'd think about that and come around his natural kick and put the plummet through. But, it's tight, isn't it?
Bit of panic creeping into both sides at the moment. As the kick is a strong one out. Carey and Parsons neither play the mark. Motlop works hard for it. Finally out towards Campbell, who just holds the ball in bounds. He's going to be allowed to go. He was a good 2 yards out. 1 or 2 bounces, streaks through centre wing, blazes towards the pocket area.
Talking about Tony McGuinness, how's Matthew Campbell gone since he's gone to the centre? I mean, running with the ball and causing confusion with the Glenelg backline coming to meet him. You know.
Coach Noonan's hard on his mouth at this stage. He could be looking at a trip to the grand final, as Rick has mentioned. 25,926 people enjoying a top final of footy here at the park.
Again.
Quick handball goes back towards Peter Bennett. He turns it back towards the centre of the ground. Big flash and
Courageous mark,
David Kernahan. Felt that one from Kim Klomp.
That took enormous courage, that.
From behind, and he was legged.
Tiller's kick is high. Dietrich sets himself, couldn't handle it. Ross Gibbs should mop up. He's wild tackle.
He made the hand pass. I thought the umpire was like a pitch Gibbsy then.
Gee, there's tremendous determination from the North Adelaide side. That's not taking anything from the Bays, but North Adelaide grasping their way back, aren't they?
They are lifting under pressure, Keith, which is a great sign, really.
Oh, Klopp's edged his way forward. He can't do anything with it. Gibbs comes across the goal to Doothy.
Good as you like.
Doothy down the grandstand side. He comes for Salisbury. Phillips a long way behind him. Good give to Carey. Loaded to Hall. Now the Bays get a chance to put one on the board. Hall towards centre half forward. All the way to Copping. Over the back. Armfield.
Wayne Henwood picks up the crumbs. He looked to get the give towards Marshall. It didn't come off. Paul Arnold picks up. This is desperation footballers. Riley will go short to Matthew Campbell. Carey will be there too late. He's going to hold up play.
He's a danger man, Matthew Campbell, I tell you. He kicks the ball a long way when he gets it too. Normally.
Whoa, Hart should have taken that and didn't. Well, there's tons of pressure out there now. There's over 17 minutes into the game, just 5 points the difference. As the Roosters are up.
Dermot's kick is a hurried one. He's dealt with after getting rid of it. Ball away from Arnfield. Gouldy. I think that's going to be paid down the ground.
I think it was downfield.
Yep.
He pushed him in the face. He just can't do that. Was it Michael Parsons?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
It's expensive stuff.
Well, it is, you know. It didn't have to. I mean, Chris McDermott had to get the kick in. There's nothing could have stopped that.
High kick by Simons. Carey popping off hands. Well tackled by Mark.
Gee whiz. Well, combined, he couldn't go through a brick wall there. What do you think, Rick?
It was a very quick decision.
Hard to hold
An
the ball.
umpire argues pretty quick all day on some of those.
Now, what's he doing now? Doing his lace-up.
Settle the play down. And
Gamesmanship, tactics, all sorts of things coming into the match now.
Darryl Hart from the back pocket. 20th kick. Comes down the grandstand side. Mike Redden the fly. Spoiled away by Stephen Kernahan. Alan Stringer. McGuinness. His kick is wide. Marshall's there. Oh, that's a great mark. Surely it must be paid. Yes, it is.
Had to be paid. Motlop up in the square by himself. He won't get over it, I think. It's that time.
Matthew Campbell running about 300 yards to cover Motlop then.
And he's a precise kick to the ball, David Marshall. But this is a real test, of course.
A very good first quarter, David Marshall. Kicked a couple of goals and haven't seen much of him since.
He's been taken to the ground for a
In
while.
the goal kicking department, I should say. This is kick number 14. And there's going to be where the 15 comes from. Obviously, John Riley is upsetting Marshall from the
The
side.
umpire's made the decision he's too close to him, apparently. The rule is 5 metres.
Gee. Well, he's still asking the North Adelaide player to move away. This is John Riley, and that gives a giving on to the end of David Marshall. That was the Bays back in front by a point. 16-12 plays, 16-11.
Well, in the finish, the North boys gave up. Nobody even worked on the mark. Oh, I can't
Riley was still arguing with him about where the flipping 5 metres was. And I'll tell you what, umpire Argent, you just wouldn't want to buy tape measures from him at this stage.
Well, it's sad, you know, when that happens, I guess. when I get... Most guys are warned to get away. Maybe he did warn him to get away and he couldn't move. I don't know. Too far away to make a precise decision on it. But David Marshall has kicked the goal for a magnificent falling mark running backwards. You can't say he didn't earn the right to shoot for goal. It was a great mark from a long kick from Tony McGuinness.
So we're back in the centre of the ground as Paul Arnold's gone to full back as Kerry's now up in the forward zone. Brought
Adam Gant centre-half forward virtually.
the change that's been made by Coach Corns as Mocklock taps it through his legs. McDermott goes in for it. Down they go like a pack of cards, and it's going to be a bounce down.
Yeah, Stephen Hayes definitely on Adam Gant, but Stephen Kernhouse now on the ball.
Well, just 1 point the difference. We're over 20 minutes into the last quarter. The Bay's up at the moment. They've done it well all day, but North Adelaide have come back. And,
well, there's a break. Oh, nothing in it.
Saw one down the other end now that North Adelaide get a chance to use the free kick. Jarman goes all the way for Parsons. He can't take it. Oh, player on there without the ball. Salisbury gets a kick around the body beautifully.
What a great kick by Scott Salisbury.
Tony Hawke in the half-back flank for the Bays. Direct kick over centre wing. Garton will fly. North Adelaide in front spot with Hayes. Stringer works it towards the line. He won't take possession. He does now, however. If it sits for Marshall, he'll be right, but it didn't.
What a game in our hands, boys. 1 point the difference. A full 8 minutes to go, I'd say at least. Both sides have got a chance to win.
And the ruckman from the throw-in. Garton's taking it. Over the top came McDermott. Tiller had a go. He couldn't use it. And umpire Hilton moves in for another bounce.
Stephen Kernan playing kick behind the play now in a defensive role just in case North do attack.
Approaching 22 minutes. Is that point the difference? Phillips tries to work it. Oh, I think he may have thrown it towards Wildy. That's out of bounds and definitely a throw-in. This next goal very vital.
Next goal will win the game, my prediction. Big prediction.
Garton and Redden. Redden, the tap. Phillips. Into the middle and Stephen Kernahan, the kick behind.
Ooh. He was there for that roll, Keith.
Kernahan goes towards the outer side, popping on a long lead. Or did he get the push in the back? No, said the umpire. McGuinness can't get there. It's worked out now towards Trevor.
Riley's by himself.
That's John Riley.
John Riley's got it too. David Kernahan chases him. No good pressure. Out of bounds on the other side.
Good stuff, David Kernahan.
Mike Noonan on his feet.
David Sanders is being brought onto the ground in a moment. Whose place he takes is anybody's guess.
Beautiful tap from Redden. The handball eventually forwarded towards Matthew Campbell. He'll go short and find Peter Bennett. Has to chance for North Adelaide now. They're in attack. They're on their half-forward line. Parsons creates a lead towards the pocket. It's going to be Klomp and Gibbs. Gibbs allowed an easy mark in the end. Too easy.
He's away.
Go for it.
Short pass to Seabohm. The Bays just work it on that back line. Seabohm on the half-back line. Comes across towards the middle of the ground. Big pack forms. No one's going to take it out there. Stringer headed off the pack. Goes all the way through centre-half forward. That may be the vital goal. We'll see. Glenelg 17-12. North Adelaide 16-11.
That let him in. The kick came across the ground. Ellis Stringer running through him. Picked up the loose ball. Thought about it, steadied and popped the goal through. It was a much sooner goal by the Bays with that. Without being silly about it, that'll probably clinch the game. Well, there's still plenty of time for North Adelaide to come back. They've fought hard today, North. Whatever side loses this game will be somewhat unlucky.
North Adelaide need 2 goals to hit the front. They've made a change off the bench. David Sanders is on for the first time.
Darryl Hart off.
Darryl Hart off. Stephen Hay took a heavy knock in that big pack a moment ago as well. He's now back on his feet. Kernahan in ruck against Redden. A chance for Marshall. Booms it out wide off the side of the foot. Simons is getting on it. He couldn't make the pace or the distance to get there.
Tiller. He picks it up on the half-back line. Has a look forward. Booms one towards centre-half forward. Another big pack forms out. Mike Redden is the only one who ends up with a shot in. Peter Bennett after all that. Peter Bennett. Down towards the pocket for Dietrich. He's made front spot. Good spoil away by Duthie. Take by Phillips. Oh, Phillips is caught and has to go out wide. There's a run out there in Hill. Trevor Hill turns it around. Got your stab past to Klomp. This could be the goal. The answer back.
He could have walked in and a shot there, I felt. You know, he's putting pressure on himself going back. Although the old story is if you mark the ball within range, go back, think about it, and pop it through.
A little bit of pressure now on Kim Klom.
Whoever.
Finals fever has really struck the park as he goes for this, and it's right across the goal, and Parsons has got it.
Gee, I felt for Stephen Kernahan. He didn't know whether to go, punch, do what he could do. Parsons just put his big long arms up. The old story again.
4 goals to
What do you
Parsons
do?
so far. Does this one count, or does this one count? Oh, he's called it. 1 point only. So lucky we might have a draw on our hands. We have to play extra time.
By my working out, Duke, that's Michael Parsons' first miss today. He's 4 goals, 1 from 5 shots. And it does set up the chance for a draw, I guess. They're a goal down, or nearly at the time on. Ross Gibbs kicked the off, always finds a man with the ball when he kicks off. It's one of my boasts.
Found Wayne Henwood with plenty of space to set up some drive. Henwood goes over centre wing. It's a long kick. Simons will fly forward. Great mark by Armfield.
What a mark.
Armfield's got Robertson loose down on the wing. That's where he's going to go. Ball getting in there with him. With a great mark, Robertson. What a recovery. Here comes North Adelaide. David Robertson. Through half forward he goes. Has a look. Right to the square it goes. Dietrich. Parsons front spot. Couldn't take it. Seaman to recover.
Taps it out. 11 towards Ross Gibbs. North may have just lost their edge there. McGuinness streaks away over centre wing. Kick number 15. Finds Stephen Kernahan. He'll slow it up.
He'll go to the centre of the ground, I reckon. One up by himself. No, he hasn't. He's gone for the square.
Looking for the big fellow, Carey. Off hands, Copping couldn't do much. They all go down. Play-on's the call. Arnold's handball intercepted by Copping. He's tackled. Play it on. Can John Riley get it out? He can't. It's a stalemate, the ball up.
Simon Fever pitch it is.
6 points the difference.
I nearly said Fever pitch.
Could be worse, Graham. A minute and a half of time on. And it's exciting stuff for the huge crowd here. Nearly 26,000 people. And they're getting top finals footy. North Adelaide now push it out to the half-back line. Wayne Stringer leads the race there.
You run it out.
Takes it out.
I'm just watching the tactics here now. Stephen Kernahan dropped back behind the play. Now he's going for the knockout. David Marshall rode to the defensive side of the pack. That's interesting.
Seen 5 goals kicked in this final quarter. They're well in the time on by about 2 minutes now. It's a heavy clash between Hay and David Kernahan. He recovers best. Gives it to Marshall. Marshall lines up the white sticks, and it's just not time. But that's a very valuable point.
As good as a goal. Good as a goal.
Another heavy clash. Stephen Hayes copped a few big body bumps in this last quarter, and he felt that one as well. Paul Arnold with the kick-off. It's the lead from David Wildy. We wanted to give it back to Arnold, but now he decides to come down towards the middle of the ground. Stephen Kernahan's there. Couldn't take it though. Good chat by Red. Well, Salisbury through the pack he goes. Lockwood gives it the run. He has a shot. He's offline.
Oh, it's all valuable stuff though. The ball stays that end of the ground. Now North still need 2 kicks to win.
28 minutes gone.
A virtual impossibility from here.
Not a big scoring quarter again this time. 3 goals to the Bays, 2 goals to North. So we won't see too much time on as Arnold runs it out. Time really running out for North Adelaide now. Out wide Campbell. He's been a great player in the second half particularly.
Look at the run by Arnold, Keith.
Arnold still working hard. David Kernahan gets to him. Forces the boot.
Upfield, upfield.
Jarman will take it, will he?
No, going back from whence it came.
So Paul Arnold, who's come all the way out from full back, has got the job now to try to punch it into the breeze. He does that to the half-forward line. Mike Redden, 2 grabs, can't take it. Tiller can. He's met heavily by McDermott.
On the man.
Holding the man, and McDermott can't believe it, but it's a bit like he did.
Yes, I think so.
David Tiller.
I'm watching some of the crowd.
It's a good kick against the breeze. Dietrich in front. Now North Adelaide gets it. Ross Gibbs very happy to intercept that handball. Out it comes for Henwood. His strong kick over the grandstand wing. Simons at the back. Oh, well done, Armfield with him. Wildy couldn't pick it up first grab. Holding the hold. The Bay fans delirious. Just get the feeling they've built the pressure here this afternoon, and North Adelaide, one thinks now, we'll just have to play another game to get into the grand final, but I'll tell you what.
Can't win from here, Keith. It's been a mighty performance by a side that everyone said couldn't get within 5 goals.
David Glenelg on his last legs takes a valuable mark, centre half forward, and the Bays have got this one. But what a fight they put up, and what a great final it's been. I've got a feeling they might like to meet West rather than North next time round.
Well,
I wouldn't like to meet either of them.
well, it's going to be a tight grand final, whichever way it goes, Pete.
That's a great goal. That settles it down here at the park. 30 minutes into the game. Glenelg, great winners in this preliminary, the second semi-final. They go to 19-14.
Well, it's taken a long time, but they have now kicked the goal that will make all the difference. David Glenelg coming off the ground and knocked around the shoulder, it would appear. Let's hope it's only a bruising, Pete. The lad's battled hard today.
Yes, it would be a great pity if he...
But he's coming straight off the ground.
The game next week. He'll come...
Peter Maynard coming back on, who also appeared to be inconvenienced.
Yes, he's still feeling he's pretty injured, Peter Maynard, but only seconds to go, maybe. There it is.